Well, I mean, he put you with Pete Nice and MC Search.
Like I said, don't group me with these mother balls, man.
Penetrate. All right, guys. Today we got a special guest in the house. This man has not done many in-depth interviews, so I feel very lucky to have him here today. Very underrated MC, Miilkbone.
Still playing the palm. What up?
It's good, man. How you doing today?
Everything's everything. Everything is every day differently, but it's still all the same, no matter what.
So let's start at the beginning, man.
Here
You're
we go.
originally from New Jersey.
Yep.
Which part of Jersey?
Perth Amboy.
Okay. And what did your parents do for work when you were growing up?
Unemployed. They were separated, so I only lived with my mom.
Okay. And you didn't have a relationship with your dad?
Of course. On the weekends.
On the weekends, okay.
Yeah.
And did you have any siblings growing up?
Yeah, I got 2 sisters.
What was the relationship like with your sisters growing up?
It was great. I mean, but growing up, it was, like me being in the house, the same as it is now. Like growing up with all girls, like I'm the outsider. And even now, I got 2 daughters. And the only male I got in the house is one of my cats. That's it.
So a lot of estrogen in the house.
A hell of a lot.
Okay.
Wait.
And what was your relationship like with your mom growing up? Like, were you guys really close?
We were close because I was the only boy, so I was the favorite because I'm her only boy. But there was a lot of misunderstanding because she didn't understand like why I was always out there not doing what was expected with that the rest of the family did. And I was I guess the outsider in the house, like as normal. Wasn't nothing new. It was bad back then, but now I understood everything. But still, it is what it is.
Did you feel like misunderstood growing up though?
Every day.
Every day.
Every day, no matter what.
How would you describe yourself as a kid? Like, were you really into school, sports, music? Were you social?
Sports, all social. I was all about the friends and sports, and I was smart, but I just wanted to play sports more than I wanted to do homework. Just like I was a regular athletic kid that just wanted to be out there playing ball.
Mm-hmm. Did you find that school was like boring for you? Like, was it moving too slow?
Nah, school was my way out of the house. That's where my development came. School.
Got you. Okay. And you're born in what, 74?
74.
74, right?
Yeah.
So growing up in New Jersey at that time in the 70s and the 80s, what was it like? How would you describe that part of Jersey that you were growing up?
It's kind of hard to describe. Well, if you want me to describe it now or describe it as I saw it back then.
Yeah, as you saw it back then when you were growing up, like what are you seeing around you as you're growing up as a kid?
To me, normalcy, because I'm growing up around it and it's normal, and I'm looking at everything as cabs and buses and fast food and city life and traffic lights and if you ask me now, it was hell. But back then, growing up with it, it's how you grow up.
Right. So there was a lot of crime at that time?
Yeah, of course. Of course. Crime crime now compared to crime back then is way different also, because everything's different these days compared to then. But to me as a kid, I didn't see the crime because I was next to it. So you don't that's why I say growing up around something is normal, because you're growing up in it. So it's hard to judge it from a standpoint as a kid growing up next to it.
So everything was like normalized to you then, because like obviously this is what you're seeing on a regular basis, right? But you're growing up in some real harsh times like the 80s. is the crack era and everything. Like, what are you seeing, and how do you feel that that impacted you on a regular basis?
It actually, you know what's crazy is it because especially now that as I grew, I started looking back and I started seeing, oh, that's what it was. That's what was happening. Because you don't realize it as a kid, but then when you start growing, then I start looking back and I'm like, oh shit. But as a kid, I knew something was wrong, and that's why it always pushed me to be more athletic and be in the parks and just try to stay away from the streets and just be an athlete, because all I did was watch sports because of my dad. He was football, baseball, and no matter what. But I just, and all my friends were all athletes, so we just wanted to play sports. And I knew the drug thing wasn't doing the drug thing wasn't for me. I was always afraid of it, so it always pushed me into the sports. But I never really put even though I grew up next to it with everybody doing things, and I saw things that were developing, but I never put two and two together until I actually was a part of it or a victim of it. So, or a result of it, put it that way. And that's why I'm so thankful for the athletic part and the athletic friends that I always grew up with that pushed me to stay away from that side of the actually doing the bad things as best as I could.
Right, right. I mean, for you being a father now, like, you compare, obviously, I'm sure you reflect back and you're like, dang, when I was their age, I was already seeing this or around this, going through this, and that has to be a trip for you.
It's every day, because my son's 22 now. My son is 22, and I'm so glad that I raised him away from all that, because I was enough of a result of don't get into this, and I pushed him all the way into sports. I pushed him all the way, and he's doing great. He's doing great, and I got a daughter now, and it's hard being a dad the older you get, but you know more. So you actually feel fucked up that you want to say things that you can't, because you feel that you know too much when they know absolutely nothing.
Right.
So even my wife now, like, they all say I'm too mean. I'm not trying to be mean. I just don't want anybody to fall into the shit that I fell into just because they're kids. Like, I don't want to hear they're kids. They're kids. Okay, we were kids too.
Right.
Let's raise them better. Like, it's hard though. It's a balance.
So around you though, even though you stayed away from it, I'm sure you had friends also that you knew, or people that you knew that fell into that kind of lifestyle, whether they were selling or they were doing the substances themselves, right?
And sad to say, half of them aren't here, or half of them were behind bars and they fixed themselves. And I'd say about 75% of the true friends that I had growing up ain't here no more.
That's unfortunate, man.
Yeah. Or not here no more, but they're not where they should have been if they didn't fall to life.
Do you feel like growing up in that time period made it so that you had to get tough real quick just because of the environment?
I I couldn't even answer that, because I just ended up that way. I just ended up being a part. I always hung out with the I guess with the older ones, because they kind of pulled me in. They kind of pulled me in because I guess I was the cool one. I was the cool one that they wanted to mold, because I was I was great at basketball. I was great at being a quarterback, and all my friends were older. It just ended up that way. So I ended up with the older crowd. So everybody my age, I didn't really start hanging with until like mid high school, maybe.
Got you. And your dad is of Polish background, and your mom is a mixture of things, right? But
Yeah.
in the community that you were growing up in, was there a lot of white people, or were you mainly like had black friends?
It was all black and Spanish.
All black and Spanish.
Yeah.
Did that make you feel more of an outsider, or you felt that you were really welcome?
It felt normal. I was just there. I wasn't pushed. I was so a part of, I was such a part of the Spanish and black crowd that I was growing up. I was White Boy Tommy. That was my name as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
So it was just normal to me. And I was the one that was pulled in and invited, and it was just normal life to me.
Got you. What was the first hip hop song you ever heard?
I would have to say it would be Jam on It.
Jam on It. Okay.
Jam
and
on
what
It,
was
yeah.
your reaction when you heard it for the first time?
It was when I think when I first learned to ride a bike. My grandfather put a radio on my bike, and I used to ride around just playing that, thinking I was on a motorcycle. I was like 6, riding around on a motorcycle listening to Jam on It, and it was just cool because it felt it just grabbed me, like the whole movement of it. I don't know why. I can't answer why.
Got you. What was the song that made you want to rap? Because you started at such an early age, right? You started writing raps in 4th grade, pretty much.
Yeah, I think it was 5th. I think it was 5th grade. Yeah,
that's crazy. So, what was like some of the early songs that where you were like, yeah, this is what I want to do?
It was all Run DMC. Everything was Run DMC to start me.
Mm-hmm.
And it all started with this dude, actually, JG. He moved in from Staten Island. He moved across the street from us, and I was like, who the fuck is this? Like this dude older, like he had the fat laces, the Lees with the crease in them. I'm like, I didn't know that was a thing. And then he just started hanging out just from playing basketball at the park. And then as me and him became more and more friends, and I used to watch the Run DMC records on his turntable just spinning. And for some reason, just watching the Run DMC spin on vinyl and listening to it, like it was a trigger. It was a trigger that you can't explain as a kid, because especially as a white kid, really, because you feel like when you go home, you can't tell your mom about this. So you're just sitting there and you're watching the record spin. Meanwhile, in your head, it's like, wow. All you're saying is, wow. Like this is like, this ain't Frank Sinatra. This ain't Barry Manilow that I'm going home to. This is a rap music, cool music that's spinning on a record that it's kind of, it's hard to explain unless you weren't supposed to be a part of it.
How do you feel the music that was being played at home influenced you, though?
In a great way. In a great fucking way, because till this day, when I hear some of those classics, some of those white and Spanish classics that my mom used to play, even on 8-track, like I still, whenever I hear them, I know them, and they're classics because they still got such a representation of what real music is supposed to be now. Like, as far as what you're saying and the message you're delivering. The music back then was all about, you didn't hear music about guns and the drugs and all that. It was about, I guess, positive, like normal people type of thing that you kind of get every now and then, but it still reflects on what, to me, every rap song should still, I guess, pull from, just the realness of it.
I know that you're really big on substance, so I can see how other genres, would be influential to you in that way, with a message or even the cadence, you know what I mean? Like certain things that you pick up on, right? But do you remember any of your early raps?
I remember the first rap I ever wrote.
Can you rap it?
Not the whole thing. I just remember the first line. I said, listen to what I got to say. I'm gonna write my rhyme in my own way. I was in 5th grade, and my man was like, yo, what the fuck?
And at that time, you're going by White Boy Tommy.
Yeah, and it's not. I wasn't even White Boy Tommy at that time. But when I said that to him, I think just from his reaction of it, and it was the cool dude that just moved in with the fat laces and all that. Just from his reaction, he was like, "Yo." Just from his reaction is what made me keep going. And I told him that. I told him that from the start. Like after we got back together, like a couple years ago, I said, if you didn't react the way you did when I wrote that the first time, I don't know what the fuck I would have been doing. I probably never would have showed it to anybody.
Wow.
That's real shit. Yeah.
So like you caught on early of like seeing how you could get a reaction out of people based off of what you said in this new way, right? This rhythmic way. And like that was very influential for you.
It was especially at the time where I felt that I wasn't, even as a kid, like I felt, even till now, I don't know if it was because of my dad not living with me. I don't know if the unhappiness was always not there because of that, but just to get pulled in off of something that I just created like that, maybe that's what did it, but stuck with me till now.
Right. And so you were, like we were talking about, you were a White Boy Tommy, not the Tommy from Power. You were the OG Tommy, okay? You were before that. But you started doing battle raps at one point at Razzmatazz, right?
Yeah.
So for the people that don't know what Razzmatazz is, can you explain to them?
It was just the arcade. It was an arcade next to the Amboy cinemas. It was where everybody went on the weekends. Just a big arcade. It was a big arcade for back then.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a hot spot. Everybody came from the city and everything.
And so you're going there every weekend to battle other rappers?
I wouldn't go there for that. I would go there hoping for it. But I would just go there because that's where all the rappers started going.
Got you.
And I always ended up like seeing somebody in a circle rapping, and I would just step in there.
Do you remember the first time that you got into a battle? Like how old were you at the time?
Yeah, back in the Razzmatazz days, it wasn't really considered a battle because you weren't stepping in like to battle anybody. You were just stepping in to show your art, to show your skills, and just rap. The first battles that I ever had were when people came, actually when I was in high school. They used to come to the high school to battle me.
Got you. So Razzmatazz was more like cypher based. And then
exactly.
High school, you started getting into the battles. Okay.
Yeah. And motherfuckers would come and take cabs at lunchtime to come try me. Like, don't do that, man. Don't do that. I was too ready for you.
So this is like what, you're like 14 at the time or 15 at the time?
14.
14 at the time.
Yeah. Wow.
So what was your first battle like?
I wasn't scared. I was more anxious. Like I know you can't fuck with me.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the youngness being cocky. Right now, for me to battle is like it's more of a right now it's more of a threat than it was back then. Because there in no way, no matter how I write or what I write or how I perform, a battle right now, like there's no way that I would say that. I can never say that I'm better than anybody, because it only takes one bar to really shut somebody down. It's a different world, especially when there's not that many lyricists out there, and the ones that are out there you don't know of, and then they come out of the closet like, yo, this motherfucker. I see a lot of them that you just don't hear. You don't hear because of the way that the whole rap is now. Everything's internet and hidden. It's fucked up, you know?
Right. But at that time, in the early days of you rapping, right? Like what do you feel that you were getting from rap? Do you feel like it was filling a void in your life? You feel like it was giving you power?
I still do. I still do it. It's still a void that I could never replace that part of me with with a child, with a pet, with a sport. That's a whole different side of me that is always going to be there. That I can't. Nothing's going to say I don't need that. I don't need that because now I have that. That's just my other half.
Right, right. So when you were 14 years old, you got invited to perform at an Onyx show in Jersey City.
Oh shit!
And you
Yo,
got
you're
on
finding all
stage.
this shit.
Yeah, you got on stage and you didn't get to say one word in. What
Not
happened?
what? No, I got to start. I got to say a couple of them. I don't know what the fuck they were because it was a bad fucking time, but it was my fault because it was an Onyx show and I was a unheard artist and a white boy and I'm wearing all these naughty by nature gear and they're like, what the fuck is going on here? As soon as it was like the Gong Show, as soon as I started even rhyming, I don't even know what the fuck I even attempted to do, but the lights came on and it's different when you hear booze. But when you hear booze and the lights come on, it was fucked up. Everybody was like, yo, we gotta go. You didn't have to tell me twice. I was out.
So it was like Apollo, basically, in a way. That's how I felt.
I don't think it wasn't Apollo until the lights came on. Like I think the lights
Right.
came
That's
on.
what I mean, though. But you know how like they're like
Yeah.
really like they let you know,
Oh,
like
quick,
they don't play.
quick. And
Yeah.
I don't even know. I don't even know. I don't even remember if I was the first one that performed. Maybe that had something to do with it. I don't remember, but it was. I just remember when the lights came on and we had to get the fuck out of there. That's Jersey City. I'm out.
So how did you feel after, experiencing that? Were you discouraged after that, or you just like you got more encouraged to get on your shit?
It didn't. It didn't. I don't. It didn't affect me. It's the only thing that it made me see was that I went up there being something I'm not. That's I think what stood out the most. Like, all right, naughty's naughty. Just because you're cool with naughty, you're not naughty. So I think that's what kind of pushed them a little bit, and that's what they saw as me not even true to myself, because to me I was being true to myself, but it's not what they wanted. And you gotta remember that, like, just because you're doing what you want to do, you still gotta look at how everybody else sees it. And if and especially back then. Now it's a little bit different because not because of me and my position or my music creativity or whatever, but I think the way people saw it back then, because hip hop was still in its form of the real shit. I mean, that's Onyx, and like that was before the golden era. That's before the golden era even was there. That was the beginning of Onyx. So it was a planting a seed in something, and I was over there just wiping my feet in it. Is what, to me, now that I look back at it, like I was just stepping on mud of a seed that was trying to grow.
Got you.
You know.
And then in 1990, I think it was, right, you actually opened for Gangstar and Special Ed. Is
Yep.
that right?
Yep. That's where it all started, really.
And that was at the Caribbean Hall, right? How did that come about?
That was Alex Kettle, Jughead. He started this thing. I didn't even know about it. It was at the Perth Amboy High School 90. It was the 88 graduation. 88 graduation. And I wasn't even in high school yet, but everybody came there and everybody had their graduation gowns and their tassels and everything. So to me, I didn't give a fuck about it because they were just the older kids and they were the older dudes. And the mic was open and everybody knew I rapped. So they pulled me up there. And then once I got up there, as soon as I started rhyming, everything was go white boy, go. And that's yeah, that's that show right there was the biggest thing to me because it led to the next stage, the next stage, the next stage. Everything was all a staircase from that alone.
But I mean, what did that feel like for you to like be able to perform, you know, on the same stage as those artists? I know they weren't as big as they, you know, eventually became, but still.
No, but it didn't matter. The same thing that I keep going back to is when you're that young, I was that numb. Like I loved it. That's all I could say is I loved the feeling. But it wasn't nothing that was gonna stop me or say I don't want to do this no more or I want to do this more. I just knew that it was a part of me and I loved the way it felt.
So does that show eventually lead to you connecting with Biz Markie and Cool V?
That show was the next month at the same place was me opening up for Nice and Smooth and Third Base.
Wow.
Yeah, and at that show is where I met Liza Torres. Liza Torres pulled me in, and she used to run Zanzibar in Newark, Club Zanzibar, when Zanz was open. And she was like link with Cool V, and that's how the Cool V thing started and the Biz thing started from Liza. So Alex Kettle brought me in to the Caribbean Hall and then brought me into the Caribbean Hall again, and then Liza, and then Cool V and Biz. And then, like I said, staircase just kept going.
Right. And you were just a freshman in high school when you connected with them, right? At that time with Biz?
Yeah.
And so then they're holding weekly competitions on Thursdays, and you take the train to Elizabeth to participate in them, right?
I didn't even know how to take the train. Cool V had to tell me. Yeah, for real shit. I didn't know shit about the train. I'm like, where the fuck am I going?
So during this time, does your mom know that you're doing all these things, or is
Nobody knew. Nobody knew shit. She thought I was at the park playing ball. Fucked up. Cool V actually fucking had to meet my, at the time, stepdad. And just to show that it was all good. But it was every Tuesday and Thursday. Not just Thursday, every Tuesday and Thursday. And it was, you would go there and Biz would be spinning records and you just spit your bars, and it would be different artists. It would be different artists every week. And if you couldn't hold your own, you weren't invited back. And I just kept getting invited back. And every show or every night they would record tapes and they would give them out around the neighborhood and just give them out. And that's how my tape got into Naughty's hands.
Wow. So then that's how you started circulating, right? And you did this for like what, like 6 months straight?
About maybe more, yeah.
And you also said in the past that like all you did in school was write rhymes, and that's why you were taking summer school every single year for English, because you weren't focused on school, right?
No, I had summer school every year, but in as a senior, I had 4 classes of English: freshman, sophomore, junior, senior English. Yeah, it was fucked up.
So during this time, this is when they start calling you White Lightning?
That's what Biz named me that.
Biz named you that.
Yeah,
what was that relationship like?
Biz was cool as shit, man. Biz, he was not like everybody that I ever met. Maybe it's just my personality or the way I connect with people, but he was just normal. He was this Biz. Like, even when I went to Zanz, like he as soon as he saw me, probably because I'm the only white boy in Zanzibar, but he saw me and he put the spotlight on me and they made him bring me up to the DJ booth. He's just normal. Everything's just, everybody I ever met was just good people.
So then you become an affiliate of Naughty by Nature through Raggedy Man, right?
No, I got named Miilkbone from Raggedy Man.
Oh, I thought he was the one that brought his demo to KG, and he brought your demo too. That's what I've heard you say in the past.
No, it was Raggedy Man. Me and Raggedy Man were like the only survivors. Me, Raggedy Man, yeah, we were the only survivors at Cool V's in the basements. And I don't know how Pookie, KG's brother, got my tape.
Right.
And then I don't till this day I don't know how Pook I don't know if I don't think Raggedy Man was the one that would have brought it, because Raggedy Man would have been in it.
Got you. Okay.
Yeah.
But you end up getting a call from Pookie, who's KG's brother. He comes and picks you up, right? Yeah. And takes you to East Orange.
Yep.
And you walk up to a car. You have a fever at the time too. You're sick and you're still going. And they playing beats and everyone's rapping and stuff, and you start rapping too.
Yeah.
This is going on for like what, an hour before Treach shows up?
Yeah, but I wasn't rapping. I was already done rapping when Treach got there. He comes out the car with a bunch of shopping bags and just standing there. That was Treach at the time when he still had the braids. So that was the Treach that pushed me. That was the Treach that I heard of when I was in school, and I'm listening like, who the fuck is that? Who the fuck is that? And then all of a sudden, I get a call from Pook that I want you to get down with this camp. And then it's the naughty camp. Like, why would you even come get me? Come get me.
So he's actually the one that named you Miilkbone, right? Or Raggedy Man named you Miilkbone. Raggedy Man named you Miilkbone. But you put two I's, the double I, because of naughty, right?
That and also the fact that Pedigree and Miilkbone, the company, would have sued me if I left it with the regular spelling.
Smart.
So it worked out the perfect way. Like I'm with naughty, double I, add the other I, they can't touch it.
Right. But at that time, I've heard you say in the past that, like, Treach was like one of your idols. So
still is. He still is. He still is.
For you to be rocking with him at that time, like, how did that feel to be recognized by somebody on that level?
The same way it feels right now. Like it's still an honor to be affiliated with him, because he was my idol then, and the fact that, like, even when I ran into him the other day, it's just nothing but love and respect.
Right. Did you ever run into Tupac because Tupac was cool with Treach?
Nah, even when I was out in LA with Snoop and them, Pac was never around.
Got you. Okay.
Where?
So in '93, you signed to Capitol Records, right? Were there offers from other labels that were interested? Why a Capitol?
That, I was still a kid. I'm a kid, and to me, to jump on anything right at the time is what you were expected to do, because you don't know shit, and you were hungry, and you're you're being fed all this. You're so good. You're so good. You're just, everything's great. Oh, you're gonna do this. You're gonna do that, and to be signed and to be, say, a major like that, and everybody says Capitol Records. Like, you remember when I said with the seeing Run DMC vinyl spinning, you see the Tommy Boy spinning, and you see the Epic spinning, you see those labels spinning, and I remember with my mom with the record spinning. I remember the Capitol label spinning. Shit like that is like, oh, Capitol? Okay. I don't know if other labels would have reached out, because I'm kept in this nutshell. I'm kept in this shell that all I know is what I'm told by the people that are doing whatever they're doing with me, because I don't know shit except to be the artist. That's all I knew back then. So to me, Capitol was my only option, and that was it. And to me, matter of fact, if I think about it right, it was like, all right, we're gonna sign with Capitol. That's how it was brought to me. We're gonna sign with Capitol. Not, do you want to sign with Capitol? We're gonna sign with Capitol.
Got you. And you've said in the past that the deal with Capitol wasn't a good deal for you, right?
It was a good deal when I was 19. Well, I mean, shit. And
what was it, life-changing money for you at the time?
Yeah, because I was homeless. So I was able to get a car and get an apartment. So yeah, it was life-changing.
But it wasn't like $1 million or anything crazy like that.
Fuck no, the budget was, but not in my pocket.
Right. I think you said in the past also that your lawyer told you like, oh, this is a standard deal. So like you're thinking like this is like regular.
Not with Capital. No, the standard deal wasn't because I didn't sign directly to Capital. I signed to set it off. I signed to set it off. That label. And that label signed. That's why when I signed to set it off is when I brought it to because he even said, bring it to a lawyer. And the lawyer that I got was like, yeah, it's pretty standard. Okay, yeah, it's pretty standard. But there's so much shit in there that a lot of people don't realize with contracts like that paid to perform and little things and till the end of the universe. Those little words will fuck up your whole fucking deal. And you're stuck forever. Paid to perform, you'll never own your shit.
You know, I interviewed a Rockness Monster from Helter Skelter not too long ago, and he said just because it's standard doesn't make it right.
No, of course not.
And that was something that really stuck out. I feel like that's like a jewel that a lot of people don't think about when they're being presented with that opportunity at that time.
Because whoever writes them knows how to write them and hide the shit that another lawyer is going to say, oh, well, you're fucked. Because it says it right here, clear. It ain't clear to a lot of people. It's clear to the lawyers, and they know the terminology. It's a different world unless you pay with your life, basically. Because even now, like for me to own all the rights to my album, it would take. I still got like another 5 years for me to reach the 35-year mark. And then in 35 years, then you could start trying to get your rights back. But just because of that terminology of I was paid to perform, that means I was paid to perform it. It didn't say I was paid to create it. So it's fucked up. Paid to perform. Yeah.
Wow.
It was a paid performance. Yeah.
That's crazy the way that they fuck you over with those little
just
key
a couple words, like man. Yeah. Fucked up.
When you first signed a deal, what is your immediate reaction though? Like, are you feeling like, fuck yeah, I'm on now? Like how are you feeling?
Bro, that's exactly that's how you were supposed to feel. That's how you're supposed to feel when you first, like, you not only did you dream of being good, you dreamed of having a deal. And now all of a sudden your dream is coming true because you're getting your ear and your head is filled with what people are telling you. And they're promising you this, they're promising you that. They're not saying, okay, be careful, let's do it this way, let's do it that way, let's do it this way because this can happen, look at this, look at that. Nah, it's just, let's go. We're going to do this, we're going to do that. And then you're surrounded by the naughty camp and everything is like sky high next to you. So that you're only seeing that you're going to be on that level because that's what you're told. Just do it this way. Just do it this way. As long as you do it this way. Okay, well.
So they ended up putting like about $1 million into working the project, but they also didn't really know how to market you the right way, right?
No, sir. It's not even that they didn't. Maybe they knew how to market it, but it's the fact that, or they had the right plan on how to market it, but the whole urban department at Capitol was brand new. Everybody was brand new. The whole radio department, they were brand new. So if now it's different because there's no real radio that's really doing anything. But back then, you needed that radio department. You needed the radio heads, and you needed that communication with the label and that relationship between them. And Capitol didn't have that. Capitol didn't have that, especially with the urban, the hip hop radio. The only way that I really got love is by going on the road and actually being with these people, not because Capitol helped me out at all. It was just all they did was set the date, and I would show up.
In '94, Janae releases the song "Hey Mr. DJ," and you're actually in the music video, right? That was dope. What was that experience like?
That was the first video I was ever in, so that was great. That was fucking great. It's fucked up because in that video, like everybody talked about it, how it was me and two of my boys, we were in it, and when you look back at the video, the way they cued it, like they look like I'm off beat dancing. So they were like, you're the only white boy in it, and you're the only one off beat. It's fucked up. Like they set that shit up.
You're like, how you guys do me like this?
Like, yeah, you couldn't just 1 second later. That was fun though. That was fun because I never seen a no, well, I was at the hip hop parades and the like 3 other naughty videos, but that one they wanted me in because that it was supposed to be my, all right, we're gonna show who Miilkbone is. Well, you didn't show me on beat. That's right.
So Keep It Real comes out in '95. The album comes out in '95 too, right? Yeah. Keep It Real is your most known song. It's obviously a classic, not only for the beat, but you did your thing on it.
Yeah.
Does it get frustrating to you that everyone keeps thinking it's the Big L, it's the Jay-Z? Because did that get annoying at one point?
It did. Now it's like whatever. I don't. It's my joint, so it is what it is.
Right.
As long as they know the song, whenever it comes on, fine.
And it's been sampled a good amount of times too, right? Like Logic sampled it. Like, has that helped you?
Nah, not really, because they never really did anything with it. Logic didn't really do anything with it. I think what really would have did it was the joint I had with it was a remix with Rich Homie Quan. That one was it was called Man of the Year. It was the remix to Man of the Year, and it was the Keep It Real. Like it was double timed and everything, but the way they did it was so freaking dope.
Right.
But then as we had paperwork was all set and everything, but then, you know, met his demise and he had to leave early.
Right. Rest in peace to him, man.
Yeah, definitely, man.
But when the song first comes out, Keep It Real, and you're seeing the reaction, because it was like an underground hit. Like, how are you feeling at that time when you're seeing everyone's fucking with it?
No. I didn't.
You weren't fazed by it?
Nah, because you know what? Like when the album was done, everybody was trying to pick the first single. I didn't want that.
You didn't want that song?
I didn't like the beat. Nah. I wanted Check Me Out to be the first single.
Wow. So how did you guys end up deciding on going with that?
Everybody took a vote and said, nah, we're going to Keep It Real.
So ultimately, you do feel that they made the right choice, though, right?
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
But you know, the funny thing...
But nah. Because sometimes I think back, like, what if we didn't go with Keep It Real first? What if we came with Where's the Party at first? And then slapped them with Keep It Real, like Bring Me Out on the MTV scene first, then hit them with the street Keep It Real.
Right.
Who knows?
The funny thing about that song, though, is the music video is like when you see the comments, people are like, yo, I miss people rapping with their whole body and stuff like that. Like the way that you was moving in the
video. Yeah. Yo, you know how that shit started? The fucking, because we did the video and it was in the snow. So I started like sliding. And then seriously, the video dude was like, yo, that looks great. So I just ended up sliding through the whole fucking thing, and then it became the video. I didn't mean, I don't, shit, I was off beat in the Zane video. You know damn well I wasn't dancing.
That's dope, man. That's hilarious. So when the album comes out, how do you feel it was received by the people?
It's when the album comes out, I'm so busy traveling that I don't know. I'm still promoting it while it's out. And then when I come back, like after that first tour is over, I come back and people are talking, but I'm still not hearing it. I'm still not hearing it on New York radio. When I come back to the East Coast, I'm not hearing it. It was real confusing. It was real confusing as to why was I getting more love on the road than I do when I get home. That's one thing that I do remember. I remember coming home feeling like it feels like everything's over. It's the album's still out there, but I feel like nothing's going on. Why? And that's where the snowball effect of my questioning came into play. Like I didn't wait to start asking questions like what the fuck is really going on here.
I saw you put up not too long ago a post on IG that said, when motherfuckers think Treach wrote Miilkbone's album, I'll never see it as an insult. I'll never see an insult in a compliment.
Yeah.
Like people really thought that he wrote that album for you and that you stole his flow and everything like that.
I don't know why they would say that. And he even replied on it. He even replied. Right. He said, I never wrote for Milk.
I know, but it's so crazy that it's like a common thing that I see. It's like a recurring thing. Like
about somebody else.
Yeah.
Was
that like in later years that you heard that, or was that like immediately at that time that you heard that?
It wouldn't be immediate because there wasn't social media like it was back then.
Right.
So once social media started picking up, then I started hearing, like, I started seeing little things, but not to the point that even now, like, come on, man. He didn't even, and that person didn't even say he wrote Keep It Real. He said he wrote the album. Like, what the fuck? Who the fuck writes an album?
What did you think about the review in the Source magazine?
Yeah. I think it was 3.5, right? 3.5 mics. Three mics. Yeah.
They only gave you 3, which was like harsh.
Because it was brand new and Source didn't know. Matter of fact, Source, that's Source was back when I was still brand new. So, and I don't know if the whole Naughty Squad had or my affiliates had anything to do, or the fact that, like I say, Capitol was brand new. And Capitol with the urban department, no relationship with radio means no relationship with magazines and media. It's all full circle with the uppers, the media, all the media up there. It's that whole triangle. If you don't have the relationship, it doesn't matter. Or if you're not paying for it.
What's so crazy in that review, though, is that they literally say if the record company has any sense, they will let the man from, New Jersey just rhyme and refrain from promoting him as the Caucasian sensation or anything similar. Why? Because Miilkbone has got skills, lyrics, flows, and punchlines. You really think that they were trying to market you as a white rapper?
Yeah, I remember that. No, I don't think so. I think no, I don't. I think they used it as the gimmick. I think they used it as the gimmick for the same reason that, because there was no M. But they used it as the gimmick because it was something different, and I wasn't a Vanilla Ice. I was from the street, and I'm white, and back then I was cute. So they were looking at every little. I'm not saying that that's what it was, but I'm saying it definitely could be the way that the media saw it.
Right.
It could. I don't know.
Do you ever think that the real issue was the timing of when you came out? Because
I always say that.
You always say that?
I always say that. I always say that. Every fucking time that that I'm not the only one that says it, that I was always ahead of my time. Like something with the timing, it always been fucked up. Like if I do something, it's so great if I did it a little bit later. I don't know. It's just, yeah, it's just the way everything fucking worked out. Everybody says, always ahead of your time. You're always ahead of your time. I don't want to be ahead of my time. Why can't I be on time for once?
Right. Because one thing the fans say, though, is that during that time, if your name wasn't Third Base or Beastie Boys and you were white and you were rapping, it was a real uphill battle for you at that time.
It wasn't uphill when M dropped.
That was a couple years later, though, right? So
it was a lot. It was a lot of years later, and a lot of different reasons for that shit. But yeah, I've always been fucking way too early. I'm gonna start being late for work now.
So your second single, right? Nothing But a Party, had cameos from a bunch of rappers. Naughty was in it, of course. Nas was in it. Sticky Fingers. Biggie's not in the video, but he's on the hook, right? You guys sampled him on the hook.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Like, what was it like when you guys shot that video to have like all those people in there?
There was so many more people like that were even just at the shoot. Like that was like the Super Bowl of hip hop. Everybody that was outside for that one, that was major. Like they couldn't find enough cameos to put everybody in it. With the Bill Bellamy's and then even cameos when I was at the Apollo and everything. There was so much shit that they had for that video, and they kept it like it was. But I think that was to me. That's why I said if we would have came out with Where's the Party at first, and then came with my solo, introduce me with that group, with that big representation, then throwing me to the streets. That's how it should have been. But when you don't got no say because everybody else knows better and they're the ones writing the checks or keeping the checks.
What was it like when you met Biggie?
You know what? I didn't even meet him until I was done with Capitol, and me and Biggie went and did a show on our own in North Carolina.
Right. You did a little tour with him, right? With Lost Boys?
Yeah, Lost Boy. Yeah, that Lil Shaheen. That was Total. That was the fucking event. That was in the freaking blizzard of '96.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah, that was an event. That was a better event than freaking the whole Capitol experience.
What about Nas? Because you had a situation where like he knew exactly who you were, and you were like, oh shit, like you know who I am. Right, when you met him?
Yeah, when I first, because his baby's mom, Carmen, was my A&R's Tracy Waples' secretary.
Oh shit!
Yeah, so I walked. I used to be at Capitol every day, so I walk in and I was sitting there, and as soon as he says milk, I'm like, God damn! Just to hear that Nas' voice saying milk,
right?
That was dope. And for him to say, I like your shit, man. That's as a kid, you hear that from somebody that you know every word to. I could even recite everything from it's halftime till this day. You know, to hear that from somebody like that,
was this before Keep It Real came out when you had that exchange with him?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
The album wasn't out, nothing yet.
So this is like fresh off of Illmatic, pretty much.
Yeah, because obviously everybody at Capitol heard the whole album and they got it all ready. No, I think well he probably got wind of it because of the Battle of the Beats.
The Battle of the Beats
on Hot 90s.
Oh, right, with Angie Martinez, right?
With Angie Martinez, yeah. I went to the Hall of Fame. I beat Redman and everybody in that shit.
That's crazy. It was 5 weeks long, right?
5 weeks, yeah. Five nights. 5 nights.
5 nights. Yeah.
5 nights, yeah.
That's crazy, man.
Beat Mike Geronimo, Redman. Who else? Bush Babies. Yeah, two other big dudes. Like they put me against the heavy hitters, but just the fact that Mike Geronimo and Redman, and it was Redman's I don't know if it was Tonight's the Night. I don't think it was Tonight's the Night. It was a different one, but still, like 5 nights in a row, I'm sitting there broke as a motherfucker, sitting on the Laney Rex steps, and everybody's listening at the same time. That was an experience that you can't replace as a kid.
So for the people that might not remember that time, what exactly was Battle of the Beats?
All there was they introduced one record, and one record had to go against the winner of last week's. So it was new records. 2 new records had to go against each other, and the callers had to call in and vote on which one was better. And as the first night that they put mine up, I got a call from Sporty D, and he was like, "Yo, you know your record's on the radio, right?" I'm like, "What?" I'm sitting there watching Seinfeld. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Yeah, and then I turn it on, and I'm like, what the fuck? I'm just hearing the name Miilkbone. Andrew Martinez saying, we got this Miilkbone. I'm like, this is real. And it's on real radio that you actually can turn the knob, and that I dreamed of being on. And it's that, and then it won that night. As soon as that happened, I was like, oh, fuck. Like, what the fuck's going on here? Yeah, you brought me back with that one.
So I want to hear your reaction to a story that I heard. All right. So it's the spring of 95. You, Pookie, your manager, and your Detroit street team are working the record, Nothing But a Party. And you're in Detroit for like 3 days. And you guys are going to the record stores and whatnot. You end up at the hip hop shop doing a signing. And Proof is there. And he's like, okay, we're going to do a cypher in honor of Miilkbone being here. So this MC starts rapping, and his whole verse is shitting on you. He said, I'm superhuman, man. Of course, I would crush a Miilkbone. You don't even deserve a Fisher-Price microphone.
Where'd that come from?
Is that true? They said that you got mad and you walked out.
Who get the fuck out of here? Only person that was rhyming in the hip hop shop was me and Proof.
So you don't remember somebody saying that to you and you being upset and walking out of the hip hop shop?
Because that never happened.
So
that never happened.
It's funny because the person that told me about the story is Mark Hicks, who was the head of the Detroit street team for Capitol at the time. And he was there with you working the record.
He was at the hip hop shop with me, and me and Proof were rapping together, and somebody came and rapped and said that, and I walked out.
Yeah. So at the time, Clint Works was the national rap director at Capitol Records, right? Mark Hicks was the Detroit street team director. And he was there with you working, doing the signing. And Proof is saying, yo, let's do a cypher in honor of Miilkbone being here. And this MC comes up and he starts shitting on you.
Then if that happened, it didn't happen while it was in the cypher with me. Because the only time that I ever rapped when I was there was with me and Proof, just sitting in front of each other rapping. I never heard of let's do a cypher in honor of Miilkbone. I never heard that. So this Mark Tricks is pulling some shit. I don't know what he's talking about. We could ask Trip, we could ask Mitty, whoever was there at that time too.
Because what he said is that the rapper that actually came up and was shitting on you and rapping to you in the spring of 95 was Eminem at that time.
Yeah. Then he's full of shit. Because the whole time I was in Detroit, Eminem was never in sight. Not once.
Do you think that?
Not.
I mean, like at that time, he did look different though, too. He didn't have the blonde hair yet.
What I'm telling you is the only person that I rapped with was Proof.
Was Proof? Okay.
That's it. That's it.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so we could settle that one. We could settle that one.
All right.
Yeah, real quick.
All right. So what was your experience like with Proof though?
He was humble as a motherfucker. Cool as shit. And even after the hip hop shop, the I think it was the next night or the night after, we had a performance, and he was there too, rapping with me. Still know him.
Wow.
Yeah. Everything was cool as fucking Detroit.
It's dope, man. Yeah, Proof was definitely like one of those guys, bro, that just like really represented and was
Just
mad humble.
and he just loved music.
Yeah.
He just loved music. Yeah, definitely.
For sure. So during this time, it's the East Coast, West Coast beef. You're from Jersey, but you know, you're cool with both sides, like people from both sides. I've heard you shout out Corrupt and Daz all the time and everything. What was your experience like while that whole situation is going on?
At that time it was in the middle. That was the middle of the real hip hop freaking fiasco of you try not to. Well, I wasn't involved, and nobody was trying to pull me in, especially because I was even with the naughty squad, like I wasn't. They weren't involved in it, and because that whole East West thing was, but even though it wasn't personal toward any groups, even when I was with Corrupt, like it wasn't, that never came up because the whole East Coast West Coast thing was basically some personal money shit. That's really what it was. It wasn't because you're better than me or we're better than you. Nah, it's labels fighting. It's how it is. It always is. It always ends up like that. It's about money. It's not about fucking you said this until the money gets involved. Then it's you said this.
Right. So when you were cool with when did you meet Corrupt and Daz? Like what year is that?
That had to be. That was. I want to say it was 95.
95.
95, 96, 95, 96. Yeah.
So was the New York record out yet? New York, Big City of Dreams, when they shot the video in New York and everything, kicking down the buildings?
Nah. I think that was after.
That wasn't out yet.
Nah.
Okay. So the whole shooting up of their trailer and everything like that, Biggie on the radio, that didn't happen yet.
Nah.
Got you. And you never had that conversation with them to be like, you know, like what happened during that time or like how they felt when it was going down?
Nah, because after like, because when I first met Corrupt, it was when I was on my tour, and one of my first spots was in Philly, and Corrupt Pookie actually said, "Yo, Corrupt's here." I'm like, Corrupt came to see me. He was like, "Yeah, I'm a Miilkbone fan." So after that, when we went to LA, Corrupt picked me up at the airport, and it was on from there. But whenever I talk to any of these dudes, even when it was me, Corrupt and Daz, you know, we went into the studio with Richie Rich and the Loonies. It was never no East Coast, West Coast talk at all. It was just, let's make music.
That's dope, man.
There was no talk about what's going on, because I don't want to be a part of that fucking shit. Even now, like I don't got beef with dudes, especially because you're beefing over money. You're beefing over money, and even though you say it ain't over money, it's always over fucking money.
Now, we're gonna get into, you know, the whole Eminem back and forth eventually, but I want to cover this part first. How do you feel like after the first album comes out, as far as how the label is treating you? Because eventually Capitol shuts down the urban division, right?
Yep.
And then like, what is your reaction when you hear that this is happening?
my reaction instantly was like, okay. And I start reaching out to my manager because I don't get the slow-mo of it. I get the after effect of it. I get the call after it happens. So I don't know the whys. I don't know the details. All I know is this is where we're at now. So all right, so if this is where we're at now, where are we going now? That's my question. If we just got dropped from Capitol, or if I didn't get dropped, if Capitol shut down, where are we going? What are we doing?
And you're talking about Pookie, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And all I get is just be patient, be patient, be patient. Meanwhile, Channel Live already signed with EMI. Master Ace went off. 3 other artists, whoever got dropped, they're already signed. Why am I on 2 of my songs are on the Billboard charts, in the top 100 in the Billboard charts, and I'm sitting here with no label? What the hell's going on? And then that's can only go so long without starting to fucking really ask questions.
Right.
So I start making calls.
Do you know that if the EMI was interested in you at that time, because they were upstairs, right?
Downstairs, either down or up. Yeah, they were in the same building.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know because like I said, all I know is the position that I was given, not the details that were involved in it. I probably should have had a manager on top of a manager doing that shit, but I started making calls myself. Like I'm trying to find out, and then I'm getting calls from my label saying you can't be calling people. Then why aren't you calling people? Why am I not getting any
calling
answers
the radio stations, right?
Yeah, calling radio stations, calling DJs, trying to find out, like, what can I do? And I'm getting threats that I'm going to get blacklisted because I look like a traitor. I'm not trying to be a traitor. I'm just trying to fucking keep my shit going. And you're not looking out for my best interest. So something got to happen here. So supposedly I got blacklisted. I don't know. And then even when I talked to Cool V, he was like, well, how do you know you got blacklisted? And how do you know that it's not blacklisted still? I don't fucking know none of that. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know none of that shit. I don't even know if that shit even exists anymore because now it's all fuck radio.
Right.
You know?
But like you were saying, the radio department for Capitol, everybody was new and they didn't have relationships with people at radio, which was part of the issue, right?
The hugest. Yeah.
Yeah. And one guy in particular, Clint, is somebody that Funkmaster Flex didn't like.
Didn't like him at all.
Do you know why they had an issue?
Nope. All I know is that I felt it when I was at Hot 97 with Flex.
But I mean, that had nothing to do with you though. Like, it wasn't your fault that this is the guy that works at the label, you know? So
well, I can't. Well, now I wish I could talk to Flex and ask him what the fuck.
Right.
But yeah, I wish I could because like I even felt it. I even felt it. Like I'm at the station and I just won Battle of the Beats and the records getting played like crazy everywhere else except here on your show. Why? I don't know. But at the and what's fucked up is at the time, New York radio, Funkmaster Flex ran the country. Whatever Flex played, everybody played. You know, and so it was being in the golden era can help you or hurt you. It helped me in the streets, but for some reason that shit with Flex, I really don't know. I really don't know.
Yeah, you were saying that like the whole vibe of it was like he was rushing through the interview, right? Like he really didn't want to do it.
Yeah. Yep. It just seemed like even when he would ask a question, he wasn't interested in the answer type of shit.
Damn.
Yeah.
So in 98, you came out with a song called The Truth, right? And was this part of the blacklisting as well? Because I saw you made a post about it, and it was just like on a promo vinyl, right?
Nah, yeah, that was just something that I threw out there. Like after I was already dropped from and released from my label, I just started throwing shit out there.
But on the song though, you're actually like talking about some real shit though, man. You're talking about the government, the Illuminati, corrupt police.
I mean, that's,
you know.
Yeah, but I mean, but that's just how I write. Like I write the truth. I write the truth. It don't matter if it's being released or not. I'm not gonna write a story. I'm not gonna write a storybook. I'm gonna write the truth.
Mm-hmm. So I interviewed the High and Mighty. Shout out to Mr. Eon and DJ Mighty My, great guys. Milo said he went to a video music shoot you had in Boston where Benzino was the director.
Yeah, I heard about that one.
And he said Benzino ends up hitting someone with a trash can during the video shoot. And it was a real incident. He said Kid from Kid and Play was your manager at the time. Man, roll a clip.
But my favorite Benzino story is when we were still in Boston, we get invited to, I think it was me and my friend Justin Hoffman. I don't think he was at this one thing. And we get invited to go to a Miilkbone, you know, the artist Miilkbone, Panda?
Right.
We go to get invited to go to a Miilkbone video shoot at a nightclub in Boston, and Ray Benzino is directing the video. Wow. And so we go down there, and Kid from Kid and Play is managing Miilkbone, so he's there too. And everything's, you know, going the way a video shoot should go, and everyone's just like, I think we're just extras in the club, you know. I don't even know if we're on camera, we're just watching. And all of a sudden you hear, "Says, cut." And you see Benzino hitting some guy over the head with a trash can. And that's the end of the video shoot.
So it wasn't in the video. He just got mad at somebody and hit somebody with a trash can.
Now he's directing the video. He just does this random act of violence, and that's the end of the video.
What was your reaction when that happened?
Just kind of like stunned, like I couldn't believe,
like run out or like what happened?
People ran out.
Yeah, I heard about that too. Yo, I'd never been to Boston.
So it was somebody else's music video shoot. It wasn't even yours.
No, it wasn't mine. That's one spot I never been. Even on my tour, I went to London and everything. All over the States. I'd never been to Boston.
You know, it's actually funny because I think Benzino posted it on his Instagram, right? And
I saw that too.
Yeah.
That he was.
And he tagged Kid, and Kid was all like, "That wasn't even Miilkbone's music video shoot."
What the fuck?
Somebody else's. I forgot who he said it was, but yeah, like Benzino gets his pages shut down so often that I couldn't find it again to see it. I was like, damn. But I just had to clear it up for the people because, you know, they said it on my channel. So I was like, yo, wait, so it didn't really happen?
Hey, it's good for gossip.
Right?
It's good for gossip. Fuck it.
But it's funny though, because like I could totally see Benzino doing that though. Like, you know, like, and he confirmed that he did do that, but it just wasn't the right video shoot. I don't know.
Yeah, like what, like of all people, Miilkbone's video shoot? Like what the?
Yeah, that's funny, man. All right, well, when Eminem came out with the song Just Don't Give a F, he had the line, "I'm on a search to crush a Miilkbone." Yeah. Now, of course, this was perceived as a diss to you. You know, like, what was your reaction when you first heard that line in the song? Did you hear it in 97 or in 99? Because, you know, he had it on the Slim Shady EP first.
No, I heard it as soon as it dropped. But at the time when it first came out, I was still like kind of frustrated at my own situation.
Right.
So then to hear this and to not only, at first I laughed about it because he sounded corny as shit with his voice with the but then to see that he was with Dre, it was like, wait, what the fuck's really going on here? And at first, yeah, I was pissed, and so that's how and then everybody else started jumping in. Just obviously, you're gonna bring up the death row, bringing me on to that, yeah. But I mean, my first reaction was, all right.
You don't think that it was a clever way that he was just name dropping a bunch of people or anything like that? Like,
no. Wait. That's what I'm saying. Because at first, yeah, like me of all people, like you put me in the same line as Vanilla Ice, and like, at least give me my own fucking line. Give me my own fucking bar. Dedicate one to me at least. The fuck. Shit.
You're like, put some respect on my name.
Fucking group me with these motherfuckers.
Well, I mean, he put you with Pete Nice and MC Search.
Like I said, don't group me with these motherfuckers. Fucking cornballs, man. But nah, I know 100%, and he was great for doing it that way. Because I mean, now you see it different. I was just a stepping stone. We all were stepping stones to help him, and his whole first album was talking shit about people, everybody. So I guess you're welcome. But you know, but to me, he should have at least responded when I dropped one at him. But he was smart with that too. Because he knew that if he did reply, that was my stepping stone.
So in '99, he did an interview with MTV when he spoke on the song, and he said it was his introduction to the underground and that he didn't want to just be thrown out there like a Miilkbone or Vanilla Ice. Did you see that interview when it came out?
Nah, I didn't see that one.
Oh yeah, well they have it on YouTube too. And then he has this interview with Black Gold that same year, and they asked him like why he dissed Cage, why he dissed you, and he said, with Miilkbone, I wasn't even dissing Miilkbone on my album. When I said I'm on a search to crush a Miilkbone, I was talking about stereotypes. And now I heard he wants to bring it so he could bring it and look stupid. You know what I'm saying? And then the interviewer brings up the whole Death Row Chronic 2000 album. And he says, I heard his shit. His shit is garbage. I wish it was dope enough for me to respond, but it's not. You know what I'm saying? So fuck it. I'm not giving them any more attention.
Yeah, that's what he was supposed to do.
Right.
That's what he was supposed to do. Shit. Yeah, because if you open the door, you never know what could happen when somebody walks in it.
Right.
Smart.
So how does the situation with Death Row come about? Like,
I get a call out of nowhere. Yo. And Suge was locked up.
From who?
Somebody at Death Row. Suge was locked up, but Suge gave the green light that he wanted to pay me to go after M. I was like, fuck
it. Had to be Reggie Wright Jr., right?
It possibly was. I mean, that was so long ago. It sounds familiar.
Do you know who that is, though?
It's not. Now I don't. Back then. It sounds familiar.
Oh, okay. Well, Reggie Wright Jr. is like all over YouTube. He, talking about Death Row stories all the time and stuff like that. And he's spoken about you in the past. He brought up that like he was the head of security before, and then when Suge went off to prison, he ran Death Row, right? In an interview, he said that he called you and the Realist. Remember the Realist?
Nah. Well, it sounds familiar.
The Realist was the rapper that sounded like Tupac.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and he was dissing Dre and everything like that. Yeah. Right. So he called you guys gimmick artists that they brought in, and they regret doing that basically at that time. That they think that if they gave you guys a chance, they should have really given you guys a chance instead of taking that route of.
You know what? And that was the not only that, but that was the mistake of even the second label I signed with. The second label I signed, they used that as a reason. Go after M. And that's why it was doing shit like that, like for you're doing shit. If you're doing shit for money, then you do it not as a gimmick. That's what everything, even with the second label, and that's why when we approached Flex with the second label going after Flex wanted to charge a lot of freaking money. He wanted to charge them a lot of fucking money. He was like, all right, I'll play it for this much. And they didn't want to pay it. You're damn right. I wouldn't pay it either because Flex was smart. Like, why would I do this? Why would I play this record going against Eminem when he's hot as hell and he got Dre and you're just a little tiny label right now and you're putting this song out because Miilkbone as a gimmick going after M.
Right.
Yeah, it's I can't blame anybody.
The situation with Death Row was just for a single song.
Yeah.
So there was never going to be an album on Death Row at all.
It was an album. My song was on that album. That was it.
No, but I mean like your solo album. It was never going to be like a solo Miilkbone album on Death Row.
Hell no.
Was it at least good money?
It was enough to get me through a couple summers, but
okay, that sounds pretty good, man. You know.
Yeah.
Well, you end up dissing him on the song Presenting Miilkbone, right? What made you take the approach that you did on that song? Because it was more of a playful style. The chorus
because
was
I tried
in the vein of
Hi,
my name is.
Because I tried to, everybody guided it that way. Because you're so impressionable when you're hungry. You're so impressionable when you feel that you've been guided the wrong way the whole time, that somebody else got to guide you a different way. So, and you see what as you're young, you still see what's working, what worked for him. So maybe I'll do it his way. You know, like you're shown that way. It's there's so many motherfucking regrets. And you know what? That's why I always say I had a lot of selfishness growing up in this music shit, because I always wanted to do shit my way and I never got to do it my way. I always had to do what everybody else was telling me to do. So now, even as a grown man, like I ask God for forgiveness for being for having my selfish ways, but I'm still dealing with forgiving myself. I got to forgive myself. That's a lifelong thing. Forgive yourself for even
that's the
getting
hardest
into
part.
that shit. That's hard.
Yeah, that's the hardest part, man.
Forgive yourself.
I'm sure you feel some kind of shame or regret, at least guilt. There's a lot of strong emotions there, right?
Yeah. And every day, like you deal with the thought of just what if, and you got to forgive yourself for not being able to let it go. It's hard.
Yeah. Well, like you said, on the second album, you got the song Dear Slim. And you said, I made it easy for you and I found you at the Sound Factory. I'm solo while your whole crew surrounds you. I just wanted to battle M. It's win or lose after your whack show. We'll go out and switch crews. Your crew said no. Your ex said no. Only reason that I chill is because Flex said so. So you actually had a situation there when you went, and what happened exactly?
I was backstage at the Sound Factory and Proof and his whole crew was there. And I didn't even actually want to battle. I just wanted to be face to face with him. And he didn't come out. He was backstage in his dressing room and he wouldn't come out. He was like, nah, M's in there. I just want to talk to him. And then when we went up to Flex made a good point. Flex made a real fucking good point. He said, you know what? Even if you got on stage and beat him in the battle, this whole place came to see him. You won't win. Even if you won, you won't win. It's a fucking fact. It's a fucking fact. Like when you're a kid and you're that hungry and you're that desperate and you're that angry inside, like you don't think logically.
Right.
Or you don't think, I can't even say logically. Professionally. Because I wasn't professional. I'm I'm just a fucking rapper. That's all I was, a rapper. But everything on M's side and everything that had to do with the whole Eminem situation was done right over there. There's nothing I can fucking say about it.
So you think that he made the right moves?
100%, 1,000%. 1,010%.
So I'm just gonna call this out to all the fans that are in the comments getting ready to go at Miilkbone's head. All the stands being like, "Oh, you just mad, yada yada." No, this is an honorable man that is even complimenting M and saying that M made the right decision to not respond, to not come out and address him. All this stuff. That's real,
Fuck
man.
Yeah. That's because that's like as a kid, you're a rapper. As a grown up, you start realizing the professionalism that even back then he was just a rapper too, but he was guided the right way. He was raised better than I was raised, professionally, musically. That's just a fact.
You know, I've heard some people claim that Dear Slim is actually the best Eminem diss song ever. Do you agree with that?
I don't know. I
No,
I said a lot of shit in it, but I mean, I don't know. I don't see anybody else going after him like the way I did it, because I did it as...
The music video was crazy. You had a look-alike. You was in the Hummer chasing him down and stuff like that. You threw him in the trunk.
Yeah.
What made you come up with that idea?
I don't know. Just being a rapper and I already had the dude that looked like him. I knew that part was going to be in it. But no, that was fun doing it. I didn't think anything was going to come of it though. I just knew the people I was dealing with at the time. It was just throw it out there, see what happens type shit.
So after you had did the first diss with Death Row, were you considering doing a second diss, or it was the new label that really pushed for it?
It was the new label that pushed for it as the reason to sign me.
Oh,
it was definitely the reason that they wanted to date another gimmick.
Got you.
Yeah.
Did you ever imagine that he would become as big as he is when you were dissing him during those early years?
Yeah.
You knew that he was going to be as big as he was?
Oh, yeah.
You did diss him during the Marshall Mathers LP during time, right? Because like the song Dear Slim is a play off of Stan, and that album was selling ridiculous amounts.
Of course. And where he became a household name in schools faster than a rapper becomes a household name in adult houses. So you knew there was nothing that could really stop his progression except himself.
Right.
You know?
So in 2001, the second album comes out and it's called You Got Milk, right?
Yeah.
It featured, of course, the Dear Slim song. It got the Yes, Yes, Y'all. This is a 6-year gap from the first album. Mm-hmm. How do you feel that the second album was received compared to the first?
Like shit. Like shit, because I felt like shit. It wasn't what it's supposed to be, because it wasn't under the right situation. It was a baseball player who put up a bunch of money and created a label.
Right, Excalibur Entertainment. Yeah,
it was just a baseball player who funded it. They had no experience with anything. Nobody had any experience. The studio sounded like shit. They didn't want to go to real studios. They didn't want to put the time in and real effort, but they were brand new. And I was stupid. But it was a lot of learning curves in this shit, man.
Yeah. Was there not any other label offers at that time that looked more appealing?
I wasn't even looking. I really wasn't even looking. I wasn't even looking for them. They called me and threw a bunch of money up.
So you just jumped at the first thing that came, pretty much.
Yeah, and that's why it wasn't no freaking. I'll give you an album. That's it. I wasn't signing no long term deal.
Got you. Well, on this album though, you got Tame One on it. What was it like working with Tame One on that track?
Tame's my fucking dude, man. Tame's my fucking dude. That was like one of the biggest honors to even work with him, and then to find out later that, because we were on the phone the week before, and then to find out that he passed, like it was like where the real motherfuckers going, man. It's fucked up. But Tame, when he came and recorded it, he just sat there. He just sat there, looked at me like, "Come on, let's go." Just easy peasy, like, "All right, you ready? Yeah, let's ready. Let's go in. All right, let's go smoke first." It was fucking Tame, man. It was just easy to work with him because it's easy to talk to him.
Before you recorded that song together, did you guys have a relationship already, or it built off of the song?
No, we had a deal. We had a relationship just based off of hearing their interactions of the industry.
Gotcha.
But it wasn't a go hang out on the weekends type of relationship. It was more professional, cool as fuck type shit.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Yeah.
Rest in peace to Tame One. That's
Definitely,
such a tragic loss, man. What was you were on the phone with him a week before he passed?
I think it was a week or 2 weeks before that. Yeah, we were talking about some shit that we were looking into about some new shit that we wanted to make.
What was your reaction when you got the news that he passed away, man?
Still even now, like I'm on social media with his mom and everything. It's still like a daily thing to know that somebody that's supposed to be here ain't here.
Yeah, it's terrible, man.
Even El Sensei, like we're all still in contact.
Yeah, shout out to El, man.
Yeah.
So what happens after the second album? This is when you decided to leave the industry momentarily for I don't know, like over 10 years because of the industry politics, or what was it exactly? You were just fed up?
Yeah, of course I got fed up. I had a kid, got married. Just try to remember that I still got to live. You got to move on and still keep it as your no matter what happens, as soon as, like, even when I shut shit down and buy houses or whatever, when you walk away from it, you don't walk away from it, because as soon as you hear something, you hear a symbol, or you hear something, even in a fucking elevator or even in a store, you hear something on the speaker, you hear the jingles, and it just brings you back to what you're a part of. You were brought up for music.
Your mind is just trained that way, right?
It's your bones. It's in your bones. It's not even in your nerves or your blood. It's in your bones. Like you hear things you're not supposed to hear. You hear things that other people would never hear in a song, or in just sitting there, a kid tapping their fingers. You make a melody of it. It's just part of you. And then I slowly started getting back into it, and then I made my own album after that. And then I came out with this album called Voice of Reason that I signed with Sony/Warner, and I took it right back from them.
Right. Before we get into that though, so like when you left during that time period where you retired and everything, is it true that you were working on being a bodybuilder?
Nah, what's that now? I was just working out. Trying to be no... Yeah, I saw that.
You were trying
too.
To be a bodybuilder.
No, I saw that too. It was just why? Because I'm working out and trying to fucking compete. Fuck out of here.
I know, right?
I don't know.
Well, was it really hard for you to walk away during that time? Or you were just like happy to spend time with your son and like try other things?
I was happy to walk away. I was happy to get the headache off my back. Because it really is stressful when you love something that much that isn't working out. It's the same as a relationship. It's fucked up and it hurts, but it constantly hurts until you're able to walk away from it. But that feeling still calls you.
Right. So in 2013, you work on a comeback, right? After not rapping for like 10 years.
Yeah.
So like during that time, you didn't record at all? You didn't write any rhymes, or you did, you just didn't put anything out?
I might have dabbled here and there, but no, I think I wrote shit down and kept it in a notebook, but I didn't record anything.
Got you. So what were you doing work-wise, though? Is it true that you were an electrician at one time?
Nah, HVAC.
HVAC, okay.
Yeah.
Because I know this other rapper that said that he saw you in the studio working, and he said electrician, but I think you probably, like you said, working HVAC.
Yeah, because it's part of maybe I was putting a wire in.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, it's crazy though, because like when you came back though after that time period, is it true that Screw Tape was the one that brought you back, that inspired you to come back?
Screw Tape, that's my fucking boy, man. When he called, when he showed interest, it was actually Rich first.
Mm.
And Rich, when Rich reached out to me, because I saw something that Rich did, and I was like, yo, who the fuck is this dude? Because he mentioned my name, Rich Quick. And then when I saw something that he mentioned my name, I responded that I like your shit. And then we spoke. And then that's how I got connected to Screw Tape. And when I got connected to Screw Tape brought that inside back out. He brought the inside of me back out. Like, oh man, now this motherfucker makes me want to put the bars back in position.
I honestly think that you sounded better when you came back. Like it sounded like, bro, that you had been working on rhymes that whole time.
And I'm still even better now. I'm better today.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. So how did it feel when because you recorded like 100 songs in like 1 year, right? That first year?
I think because in 2 years, I think I did like 240.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you had a lot of shit to get off your chest during that time.
Just banging them out. Yeah.
So how did it feel because at that time you were pretty much like putting out tracks on YouTube, right? Like just putting out new stuff?
Just throwing them out there. And the bigger part of it was after I walked away from it, spending all that time, I got a divorce. So with the divorce, you got all your fucking mind now. You're all in your head. You're all in your fucking head. And then everything starts coming out and you got this big melting pot of 30 years of frustration and hurt and happiness and confusion built in. You got to get it out. You got to get it out the right way. And what better way except exercise, work, and your pen.
So it was like, once again, like the thing that saved you when you were younger came back and saved you again.
Again. And it's about to again. Man. And it's about to again.
So in 2013, you do a song with The Advocate, Do It All, Treach, DJ Absurd, and my big bro, Big Lou from Camden, called Hip Hop Lead. How did you guys work on that?
That was just like, I mean, obviously everybody's from everywhere different. So it was, when I got asked, when Advocate was like, yo, you want to do this? You don't got to ask me. He didn't even have to say the names that were on it, just because at that time, like I was so willing to do whatever, and I wanted to show myself. But then when he says who's on it, I'm like, why would you even ask me? Just send me the beat. The fuck? Why would you even ask that? And
that track is tough.
And anytime anybody ever sent me a track, it was recorded the next day and sent back, quick.
Wow.
Yeah, and I was never one of those. Give me a month, I have you 16 bars. Nah, I'll give it to you tomorrow or tonight.
Who do you think had the best verse on that song?
I want to say me, but
all right, that sounds like a right answer as an MC,
I'm
though.
supposed to say me.
Right.
I like Treach's cadence on it.
Mm-hmm.
I like the way how he came in. But yeah, I think I smashed it.
All right, okay. So this same year, you came out with a song of you rapping over Black Robs by a Stranger, right? Talking about the passing of your father and you being a father at the time. Can you talk about the inspiration behind that song?
But the inspiration behind that song was basically going through the divorce while my son was still, I think he was 4. So just not being able to see him every night. That was it's my first child and a son. That was a rough patch, and living out of my car at the same time was fucked up, especially not being with him. But I had him every weekend, but still not every night. It was a bad feeling, and still missing my dad.
And when did your dad pass away?
I think I was 26 and he was only 46.
Wow.
Yeah.
So man, like this time, because on that song, I feel like you're almost like pleading with your dad for help to contain like this anger, this conflict that you feel inside.
I think it's more of just me trying to remember that if he was here, how he would keep me calm as a dad. The way I would call him whenever I had a problem. I mean, obviously I was just a kid, but whenever I would call him, just to hear the voice. It was like every man needs their dad. Every man needs their dad, no matter who says what. It don't matter. It don't matter if you hate your dad or not. If you hate your dad, you wish you had a dad. And me not hating my dad, loving my dad, and not having my dad, and then not having my son was like I need that part, to have that part connection. So that song was easy, and that was just the perfect beat to put it to.
For sure, man. Yeah, that joint is crazy.
Yeah.
How was your relationship with your dad over the years? Because like you said, earlier in your life, like you only really saw him on the weekends, but like, did it get better as you got older?
Oh, absolutely. Like he used to, when my mom would call him because I put a part in my hair when I put a part in my hair with clippers, she'd call them and he screamed at me, now you're trying to be like them. The whole white parents type thing. Like they don't know. Like you got me living here. So what you expect? What the fuck? So, but then as it's crazy because as soon as he saw that the music was real, that the music actually came out, and I wasn't bullshitting the whole childhood, that I was trying to be somebody, everything just it was always great. It was never bad. It was never bad, but he saw that I wasn't just wasting my life.
Right.
Another
track, man, of yours that I feel is very underrated is Cry. The chorus, you take a little bit of the LL Cool J I Need Love on there, you know what I mean? When I hear my conscience call. And you mentioned your dad a few times on the song too, like when you're saying like, you drive by the graveyard and you won't pull in and stuff. So it's like, and then of course you talk about your son asking, when you're gonna come home, and you wish that you could tell him the truth. So it's just like everything that you were going through during that time period, like you said, with living out of your car, the divorce and not being around your son and needing your dad. I feel it came out in the music so beautifully, bro.
That's why I say, like, I'll never write something that's unless I'm writing a story. unless I'm writing a story, like a fictionalized story to create a picture of a situation, anything that I write like that there's nothing fictitious about it ever.
Would you say that that time period was even more difficult for you than when you initially left the music industry?
Wow. I don't know if difficult would be the right word. I think it was more clarifying. It was more developing. It was definitely more developing as an individual. Leaving the industry was more frustrating and just throwing dust in the wind, not knowing what the fuck was going on. That point after that situation, me personally, that was me being developed into, all right, enough is enough.
Right. So in 2015, you come out with the mixtape, the Milk Tape, right? Was this the first mixtape that you put out?
That was just something that I didn't even put it out. It was dude from Switzerland.
Oh, okay.
He grabbed a bunch of joints. He was like, yo, let's just put this out. So he just put it out. It was called the Milk Tape, and it was fun just because he knew that it was just a bunch of shit that's on YouTube anyway. Might as well put it into one.
Yeah, because at that time, like you said, you were just putting out a bunch of like loose songs, right? Pretty much
throwing
like
them out there,
just throwing it out. So it seemed like this was like your first collective being presented to the people since you came back.
Yeah. At the time, yeah. It's dope the way he did it too. He picked a couple good ones.
Right. Is it true that you were about to sign to Uncle Murda at one point?
No.
No?
No.
Oh, wow. Okay. I don't know. Somebody said that. But yeah, so in 2015, you put out the Voice of Reason album. Yeah. You said it was through Sony, but then you took it back from them. How did that happen?
It was through Lightyear, Warner, and then signed to Sony. And when we got the final paperwork, I started looking at it, and they weren't going to do any promotion. They're not doing any promotion. They're not responsible for any promotion, but they're taking this much and this much, this percentage, this percentage, but they're not going to promote it. Well, what the fuck are you doing then? So I just took it back. And I made sure through the whole thing, I got rid of every fucking body, the Warner, the Lightyear, everybody. I want 100% of that whole album, and it's just sitting on my fucking lap. And I'm about to redo it with a whole new style of it, like maybe I wouldn't say new tracks, but the people on that shit, man, that's classic beyond classic.
You had Chino XL on there, Uncle Murda, Treach, Black Rob, right? The album was available on Spotify and iTunes at one time, but I saw it was taken down.
Took it back. Yep.
But it's still on YouTube, isn't it?
No. The album? No? Well, no, I think some snippets are. Some snippets of the songs are. But yeah, I got to take all that shit down. But even if I would only take back the songs that have the features on them. Because those I want to redo the right way, because those are classics and forever songs.
Yeah, I don't see it listed on Discogs either.
Nah.
You know, it's kind of like it was released but unreleased at the same time.
Good.
So Chino appeared on the song Not This Again, and he went absolutely insane on that record, bro.
I wish he would have just shut up on that one. Like, you know what? You know why he went ape shit on that one? You know why he went ape shit? Because the first joint that I did with him, like
Timetables, right?
Yeah, Timetables. He was like, we had to go back and forth about who's going first. He was like, nah, Milk, nah, you got to go first. I said, nah, I'm not going first. He was like, all right, fuck it, I'll go first. So he did, when he did his verse on Times Table, he did his, then I did mine. And then he called me, he was like, see, that's fucked up. I said, what? He was like, that's why I wanted to go last. Like, I'm fuck that, man. You fucking killed me on that one. So that's why on the second one, he was like, man, I'm not going first.
I'm not gonna lie, it does really sound like he was like, I'm getting you back now.
Yo,
it really does sound like that.
He
just kept going. He just kept going.
Shut up.
I was like, what the hell? He's still rapping? I was like, what the hell?
And then when you think it's over, it's like like what the fuck?
That Chino thing that he does, you know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Like, God damn, dude.
Yeah, that shit was crazy, man. Like I wasn't gonna tell you, but you already know that he killed you on that song because he obviously did it on purpose, you know.
And I should have went back and redid my verse, but I was like, man, fuck this.
Well, you're redoing it now, right?
Oh yeah.
But what was that relationship with Chino XL like, man?
It was, the relationship with Chino is or it was always just so, because I hooked up with Chino through Nick Wiz. Because Chino started with Nick Wiz, or at least when I hooked up with Nick Wiz, he would always talk about Chino. And I heard about Chino and I heard Chino, but I never spoke to Chino until the fallout with all my labels. And then me and Chino started talking. And it was just like, when the first time I spoke to Chino, he was like, "Milk, what up?" And just like nothing, like we knew each other forever. Just simple talk. How's the family? How's the family? How's the family? Just, work, and talking about workouts. And it was like, you would never know that Chino's a rapper the way he talks to you. He's fucking Chino. He's like a normal dude.
And I feel like those are like the best guys, man. You know what I mean? Where like
that's how I ever meet. That's the only way that I meet them is when they talk normal to you. The ones that don't talk normal to you, I don't really feel comfortable with you.
Right.
You know?
Man, how did you feel when you got the news that he passed away?
It was just that
he passed away.
That was one of the crazier ones because of how.
Right.
And plus you didn't know the whys of the how. Like even when I spoke to Nick was fucking speechless. Like, how did nope. That's why there's so much shit that people don't know that's inside of somebody. That's why music is one of the biggest outlets. It's the biggest outlet. When you have music and a way to release yourself the right way, maybe. But but you need the ears. You need the ears to also listen to yourself. You got to hear what you're saying. A lot of art. That's one of my things. Like, a lot of artists, you're dope as fuck, but do you hear what you're saying? Do you hear what you're saying? And tomorrow, like, would you say that tomorrow? Like, you gotta live with what you say.
Man, were you like in contact with him before he passed away?
Just well, when me and him first started recording, then yeah, but I would try to reach out to him after the second one, after the second joint that we did. I would try to reach out to him, and he wouldn't reply to my text. And it was only a couple weeks prior to, and then I did actually ask Nick Wiz. I was like, "You heard from Chino? Because I've been trying to hit him." He was like, "Man, you didn't hear." I'm like, "What?" And that's how I found out.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's crazy because then, like, he has a lot of posthumous music that's coming out that has come out since then now, and people are like, "Oh, you don't hear it in his music." Like, he was warning you that, like, he was going through all this shit and like he was gonna do this or whatever, and it's just it's very unfortunate, man, because
I mean, you could also hear that, and you can't really say that until somebody actually does something like that, and then all of a sudden you go back to listen to the music and you're like, oh, he said he was going to do that. No, you can't say that. It's an artist is being an artist, and he's creating because of what he was creating, because he likes to create. You can't go by what he was doing and say he was always telling us, nah, get the fuck out of here with that, man. He was going through some shit and he was trying to be creative and just got the best of him. It had nothing to do with what he was saying in his rhymes.
Did you know about his health issues?
Nah. Nope.
No.
Nah.
Yeah, man. It's unfortunate. Well, shout out to his family, man. And
Absolutely.
rest in peace to Chino, man.
Yeah.
So in 2016, you come out with the song and video Ask Flex. And I think it's one of your best songs, honestly. What were you trying to convey in that song, man?
I don't like it. Basically what I said, like he was running the whole situation. He was running the whole situation while I was coming up, and I probably shouldn't have named it Ask Flex, but at the same time, that's what I was told. I was told, yo, you gotta go to Flex. You gotta go to Flex. You gotta go to Flex to get this or that. To get this or that, you gotta go to Flex. You gotta get through Flex, and it has to go through Flex to get to this DJ. Gotta go through Flex. I got to walk away from is like, man, fuck Flex.
That's how you felt?
Yeah. I was like, man, fuck Flex. What the fuck? Especially with the way the whole first situation went down with the interview, and then fuck Flex. Even now, fuck Flex. I don't give a fuck.
Do you believe the rumors about the payola and all that stuff like that?
Of course. Even with like I said, with the whole releasing Dear Slim to him, for him to drop bombs on it, he charged a hell of a lot of motherfucking money.
Do you remember how much?
I want to say $250,000.
$250,000?
Yeah. That's what the label.
Shit.
That's what the label.
Just to play it on the radio
and drop bombs on it.
One time?
See, all that shit that didn't come from Flex's mouth to my ears. That came from my label. So it might have been fucking 10 grand. And the label said, he was charged, so I can't say it was $250,000. I'm not saying that. Right. I'm saying what my label said it was going to be for him to play that song and drop bombs on it, which to me didn't make sense. But even if it was 50, pay the 50. You pay the 50.
Right.
$250,000. But that's why having a game plan, you go, if you can't just slap 50 on a fucking table and say, here, this is what you wanted.
Right.
Without having something to go with it. Like, have your plan. You can't just drop money with nothing to do with it.
I mean, did you get a response from him after that song Ask Flex came out? Do you know if he even heard it?
Nope. And you know what? His girl is on my Facebook page. She even reached out to me to go and look at one of her air conditioners. This was way back. So she's on my page, and I even tagged her in it. Not a reply. Yeah, I don't give a fuck. Not a reply.
But you don't think that you saying now fuck Flex would have a negative impact on what you're trying to do now? You don't care?
No. Nah, I don't, because I'm not saying nothing bad about him now. I ain't saying nothing bad about him now, and he ain't playing no real fucking music anyway. So if I'm only doing real music, and I even when I went on the interview the other day on Sirius XM with Shantae and Cool V, one of the biggest points that I made was, I'm not gonna do music that I don't like doing because somebody else likes it. Because even if somebody tells me to make a song a certain way, because it'll sell. Okay, fine. There's certain perks to that. There's certain perks to it. But if I'm not happy doing it, I want to be happy doing something that you accept, not doing some goofball shit because that's what you want me to do. I got to do it my way and want you to accept it. That's how I feel successful.
Right.
Still, as a writer, I take pride in that shit.
Absolutely, man, as you should. On the song, you said it was kind of weird to hear Jada ask you where the fuck you been. So what happened in that situation? You ran into him randomly and he was like, yo, where you been at, Milk?
Yeah, he was like exactly the way you said it. He was going into a truck and we walked up. I was like, Jada, he was like, Milk, where the fuck you been? Just like that. Just like that. Can't make it. You can't make that shit up.
So in 2018, you put out the song Bars, which was produced by Alchemist, right? How did that song come about?
That wasn't, it was just a beat that I found from him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was just a beat. I've been trying to hit him up. But I haven't heard back from him. Because
Alchemist is one of them guys, man.
Yeah.
So I want to ask you this question because on that record, you say the N-word, right? And in previous songs like Ghetto Biz from the Milk Rate, you've said the N-word too and stuff.
What's the line that I say in bars when I say it?
You say, I never say the N-word, address the Gettysburg.
Right.
I'm heavenly heard, right?
Right.
But then you put out the song Lions and Jackals. You went crazy on that record, by the way.
Yeah,
that was produced by Pete Rock.
Yeah.
Right. And on that song, you say, I'm from the
first time I ever say it.
Right. What?
Yeah. That's
I'm from the era where the white boys been called the N-word, and you actually say the N-word on there too.
Yeah, because that one because I'm not saying it. I'm saying we're called it.
Got you. Okay. But then on Ghetto Biz from the Milk Rate, you say it a couple times on there too. But I bring this I bring this up to say because like when I interviewed Necro said that in the earlier 90s, it was acceptable for white dudes to still say the N-word.
Yeah,
like
it was and it was fucked. It was weird. Like when I hear myself saying it like that, like I was like, why was I saying it so normal? For real, and that's a fact. Because when even I listened to it back then, when I listened to the old shit, I was like, why was I so easy to say that shit? I would never. I would. It was. I didn't really understand it until exactly what you just said. That Necro said that because you wouldn't even think that I would have even thought about it back then. Because I don't think I did back then. I didn't even think about it.
It was because you were growing up in the hood and it was just like regular vocabulary pretty much.
Yeah, and you were called it. You were calling everybody. It just seemed part of rap, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, that's part of being a kid, I guess, and not understanding adulthood.
Yeah, because Necro was saying that he has footage of him from the early 90s on stage and he's saying it in front of the whole crowd and nobody's saying anything. It's like normal.
Yeah.
You know, man, roll the clip.
You have to understand, I went to some of the illest events back then in early 90s where everybody in hip hop was in the event and I would go up and rap using the M-word. I mean, I'm talking about an event that would have Fatal, Kool Keith, Kool G Rap, King Son, Adolf. Everybody was there in the house. And then I get up and I'm doing my rap. And I'm clearly a white boy because my skin is white. Maybe they thought I was Puerto Rican, but whatever. I mean, the point of the matter is I was a white kid using it in front of blacks in my rhymes.
And you uploaded the video of that to YouTube too.
That was one show that was put on by the people down with, so Evil D is there in the back. He was the host. 5FT from Black Moon was there. This is before Wu-Tang dropped, before Mobb Deep dropped. It was 92. And we're using the M-word. Listen, I even look back at it like, what the fuck was I thinking? I look back on it because I think we felt we had the right to say it, because back then, if you were a black rapper and one of the good ones, everyone said the N-word. It kind of added to your authenticity. So if we didn't use the N-word, it wasn't like we were thinking, oh, we're being respectful to the black people. We're just thinking hip hop now. It's not like I go into the mirror and I look at myself and I'm white. Hip hop's in my mind. It's my life. You understand what I'm saying? I don't
It's
look
a
at the
lifestyle.
mirror.
It's a culture. It's almost like a religion.
It's in my head now, and the people I'm around and people, they're calling me N. Even people who I had beef with would still be like, yo, what up, N? What up, N? It was like, no, it was a normality. Probably because we were not the white kids from Mill Basin. We were the white kids in the project. So we're kind of seen like we're black already.
But I think that also, if you're like from New York, from Jersey, from these places where that's acceptable, obviously, if you're talking about like you're from Alabama or something like that, it's the culture is not like that. You know, it's a little different. So
yeah, I still even I don't care where I'm at. Like it's unacceptable.
Yeah,
you can't even if it's normal. Even if it's normal to say to your best friend, you just don't. It's not even in my vocabulary at all.
Right. But you know, I've read reviews of your albums and people like still hold it against you for saying it on Ghetto Biz.
Yeah,
like, this guy feels comfortable saying it.
It was fucked up. Like shit. Honestly, as a kid.
So what do you think about now? Because you're looking at it now through the lens of an older man, but maybe also through the lens of the times being different, right? We're in more politically correct times now.
Mm-hmm. What, the word?
Well, just about everything. Like, you know, even saying gay slurs, saying like all types of stuff. Like now, like people are way more sensitive about saying all types of stuff.
Yeah, it's there's nothing you could really do unless you just want to get fucking yelled at every day and criticized. You could say fuck it to everything and just keep it extra real and get in extra trouble or just
extra
fucking
canceled.
Yeah, just yeah. You even the F word and the rainbow word and all that. Like, you gotta tread carefully. You gotta tread carefully.
Man.
There's not even, and it's not even really about getting in trouble saying it. It's about, and well, with the music, if you want to cross to a different plateau now, there's a whole bunch of layers. You gotta wear sandals to climb that ladder, or just shut up and just do music and don't judge, because it's fucked up how one little word can make you look like you're being judgmental when you're not. You're doing it. You're saying the same thing that the next motherfucker's saying. He's just not saying it on a beat.
Right.
You know, it's.
Do you think the internet has helped or hurt race relations?
Oof. Helped or hurt as in which way? For the public or just for them?
I just feel like I see more racism online than I've ever seen in person. Like,
that's because
people go online to say the craziest shit.
Well, if you stay offline, it'll be the same shit that was happening before. It's still there, and you just weren't seeing it. Now you're seeing it.
I don't know. I feel like a lot of times people have these debates, right, about like how races really got along in particular areas, like in New York, Jersey, wherever these diverse areas. There was like, yo, we was always together, Latinos and blacks and white people were there too, and hip hop and yada yada and stuff. And then like you now online, people are more like, no, like you guys are stealing from our culture. It's just like, it's like in pertaining to hip hop, I feel like hip hop was supposed to be unifying people. And now it's like, it seems like it's more focused on the comments online are more focused on like division more than anything.
I don't. I think the comments online are just people frustrated at themselves and they got nothing else to talk about.
Right. So it's not like a true reflection, you don't think,
no,
right?
No, not at all. Not at all. It's just people that don't got shit else to do, because if they, like I said, if there wasn't online, then they wouldn't be thinking about it. They just want something to fucking say.
Got you. What do you think of the whole white rappers are guests in the house of hip hop argument that Lord Jamar put out there?
I don't give a fuck about that shit. I really don't give a fuck about that. It's just annoying. It's annoying that that's even still a fucking topic.
Got you.
Of course, it's like, if you want to go back to the old jazz days in Harlem and bringing it up from there, like, then fine. You go back and you talk about white rappers now. But I'm not even dealing with that. No shit to do with that. No, it's not about the question. It's about the fact that that type still is around. That it's still out there. Not from you, because you're bringing it up because it's still around.
Mm-hmm.
Just the fact that it's still around is like there's so much that the white boys contributed to hip hop also. Without white boys.
Well, I think that the argument has gotten more like heightened because of, now you have the foundational Black Americans saying that, we created hip hop before even like 1973, and these elements existed prior. And, like before, it was a lot of times people believed that Latinos had such a big part in helping with hip hop, and even that's being taken away from them now too, for some of these arguments that you hear online.
I mean, what can anybody do about it? Like, why? To me, what is the point of complaining at this point? Fix it. Fix the music. The fact that there's no radio anymore because of the way, I guess you want to call it, the bosses that be up there decided that this part of the country gotta do that type of music as the main culture and switch it all up. You can't, the white, the Spanish, the Black, nobody can decide who is next to run this fucking industry. So it's just, I hate the fact that music has to be racial. Like, I don't get it. Like, because Spanish, the Black, the Polacks over in Poland got hip hop. Everybody got their own hip hop. So why is it just one? That's just a waste of time to me. It's a waste of time.
Well, I mean,
hip hop is way bigger than your skin at this point. Like,
I definitely believe that hip hop never would have reached the heights that it did if it wasn't consumed by all races, though, right? Because that aided in it becoming worldwide, but do you think that there's a level of sensitivity because historically Black music has been taken and used by other races, and then it's like replaced them as the creators? And I think that maybe that's why people feel this way about hip hop, especially.
I mean, it's possible. If I can't tell what people feel, I can't tell you what people feel, but there's also the possibility that they see how big hip hop became and other people are benefiting off it. Like, all the rich white people up there that own the companies are benefiting off it. And the minorities, like me, are in the streets, still working every fucking day doing it for them. So there's a lot of ways to view it. It's not about you took our music. to me, it's not about you took our music. It's about somebody else is profiting off it.
You know, I think though, like the important thing with hip hop, because everybody benefits off of it, right?
Of course.
This thing has been created and so many people have been able to feed their families off of it. But it's not just what you get from hip hop, it's how you give back. And I think it's important to acknowledge the people that came before that helped lay the groundwork for this, where it wasn't as beneficial financially during those times. People was really doing it for the love. Like, you know, they don't get the acknowledgement. They barely get their name brought up a lot of times.
That's the best music that's made. The people that do it because they love to do it. That's definitely the best music that you're going to hear.
But my thing is like when this whole idea of like the culture vulture title gets thrown around just because of color, I don't think that that's fair, because I think that you could be a culture vulture of your own culture too, because I'm sorry to say, but there are black artists that don't pay homage to black artists that came before and laid the groundwork to make hip hop possible either though. Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like they're not recognized either. So it's like, I think that we all, you know, should be recognizing the people that made this possible for all of us to eat and be here.
100% right. 100%. Yeah.
So 2018 was also a tough year because your mom passed away, right? And I'm sorry for your loss, man.
Yeah. Thank you.
What did she pass away from?
Should just has a whole lifetime of partying.
Lifetime partying, got you. When you first started rapping, she wasn't a supporter, but over time, she was so proud, and she did right by you and always bragged that she was Miilkbone's mom, as she should, right? You know? Can you talk about your guys' relationship?
It was, as a kid, obviously, it was troublesome because I was always a bad kid growing up and just sneaking out the house and doing whatever I wanted to do because I knew that to me, I wasn't doing anything wrong. And then as I grew, I started learning my ways, but then I became a man. And after I became a man and started realizing it was the best mom you could have.
That's beautiful, man. Do you remember the last conversation you had with her?
It was about she was picking football teams for her pool. She was a Bengals fan.
Oh man, that's hilarious, man. What's your favorite memory with your mom, man?
It would probably be the Thanksgivings and when my son was there and just her just laughing. Yeah, just the small things of seeing her not worry.
Right.
You know?
That's beautiful, man. Rest in peace to your mom.
Thank you.
In 2019, you released the song Tales of a Teardrop, and it's basically you rapping from the perspective of talking to yourself in an intoxicated state of mind and really taking a look at your life, what you've been through. It's super dope concept, bro. Like, you know, how did you come up with that, man?
If I could do a video for that, like somebody would have to take like a year to put that shit together because there's a lot of shit with that one.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just sat there and I talked to myself.
Yeah, it's crazy too, because then you're talking about the 3 teardrops, right? And each one representing a different mistake in your life. The first one you were talking about like your mom and you're losing your dad. The second one is your ex and raising 2 step kids. And then the third teardrop, I think, what is it? Your loss of faith in God during that time?
Yep.
Yeah, but the way that you ended the song was perfect, man.
That it was me.
Yeah, that it was you,
that
right?
It was me.
What was that line that you said that you was like, you know, he sits down, or, you know what I'm talking about, right? Where you just like, you sit down, sit here, or sit there. I forget what was the wording exactly.
With the, so with his headphones on. Yeah, because it's the line that I say for every teardrop.
Yeah,
headphones on, he keeps nodding. His head's on the phone, not back to keep. Yeah, it. When I wrote that, I just wrote it as I just started something, and then it became something. Then I'm like, all right, this is where I'm going with it. And I knew at the end, I was like, all right, I'm gonna. Then I had to start formatting it to. That's one of the reasons that I say I want to do this album again, because even though it's a story and it's a nonstop story, just like the other one, Lottery Ticket. I want to format it into a song, because like put a break in there for a chorus, put a break in there for something that they can follow, because it's just nonstop, and that's one of those that you can only listen to once unless it has a chorus in it.
I don't know. I think real hip hop fans love the bars and they'll listen to it over and over again, man. Like, but I get what you're saying though, from like a more wide,
even if not a catchy chorus, but even like a scratch hook or something, just to give them oh shit, now what's next? That type.
I got you. Yeah, but like even the part where you're saying that, you know, I took one sip and then like it's all gone or
There's not
whatever.
a
Like,
lot left. Yeah,
yeah,
there's
there's
not
not
a
a
lot
lot
left.
left. Like I was
Yeah.
like, I totally was like, oh, he's talking about himself. Like, you know,
Yeah.
like, yeah, that shit is crazy, man. That's a dope record. Yeah, you should definitely do a video for that. I really noticed that like your best songs to me are underrated. Like, you know, like everyone wants to talk about like the main stuff, but like a lot of the ones that you have on your channel that like don't have that many views, I'm like, this is his best shit. You
Yeah.
know, like this is his
Yeah.
best stuff right here.
Say the same shit. Yep.
Yeah, man. Like a lot of people are sleeping on some great music on your channel. They should definitely check that out, bro. In 2022 on Facebook, you said, I'm not a white rapper. I'm a fan and pioneer of lyrical hip hop, right? Don't get it fucked up. Third Base and Everlast and Vanilla's opened the door for me, and I took it realer and opened doors for Eminem's, Machine Gun Kelly's, Logic's, Millie's, and many more. Even the other white rappers like Drake. But I'll still stand my ground. None of them can touch the kid.
Hey.
So you really feel like you helped open the door for the rest of the rest of the white rappers after?
I didn't hold it closed.
Oh, that's true. You could have been
I
a
didn't hold it
gatekeeper.
closed. Yeah, I didn't hold it closed. I fucking kept that door open and said, you can come here if you want. There's a lot in here. That was
What do
funny
you
you
think?
brought up the Drake part.
Yeah. Well, what do you think about the notion that people say there's this thing called white rapper syndrome, where white rappers act weird around other white rappers because they want to be the only white rapper around?
I never
Do you
even
think
heard
that's
of that.
real?
I never even heard of that.
Wow, because like I've interviewed a lot of white rappers and they always say too, they're like, yeah, there's a lot of them that act weird around each other. I don't know why. It's like they want to be the only one that's around.
I never heard that. I never heard of it or even heard anybody talk about it.
So your experience with, have you met like these other guys that you've named, like Machine Gun Kelly, Logic, Millie's? Have you met any of these guys?
Nah.
What about like anyone from Third Base, Everlast, Vanilla Ice, or any?
No, definitely not Vanilla Ice. I mean, Third Base, I performed with him as a kid, and Search I met one time, but I maybe I don't know about that syndrome, because even if they were in front of me, I wouldn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Even Millie's, like everybody talk about Millie's, like he don't put one lick of a fucking fear of lyricism in me. I ain't worried about him at all. As far as him being better, like I'll rock with him. I'll definitely rock with him. But when I saw this thing about his top 5 white rappers, like I wasn't even mentioned. Like you mentioned all these whack ass motherfuckers, and that's why I know that I'm so fucking hidden from the world.
Who did he name as the top 5? He said, well, he did call MGK garbage. He said Eminem, Paul Wall, and I don't know who else he named.
Yeah, I know he said Mac Miller, right?
Oh, probably Mac Miller.
And
well, who would you name in your top 5 white rappers? Of course, including yourself, right? You're one.
Yeah, I would say Screw Tape, Eminem. I don't even like Logic.
You don't really like Logic?
Nah.
What about these underground guys like, like Vinny Paz, Apathy, like
Vinny's ain't white. Vinny ain't white. Oh, then Vinny Paz is definitely fucking up there. That's my dude. That's my fucking dude. No, Apathy don't do it for me either.
No Apathy?
He's but if you're mentioning the top 5, it's slim pickings. And it's not that I wouldn't even say I'm judgmental just because they're white. I'm judgmental because I listen. I listen, and if you're just rapping to make words rhyme, it don't do it for me. It don't. Anybody could fucking be a poet. I want you to speak to me, talk to me. I want to listen.
You want the substance, is what you're saying?
It has to, even if it's a party record. Say something.
Well, I think Apathy has substance in his music, but I get it. Different strokes for different folks. But what about like Ill Bill?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not gonna say no. I don't know his music enough to.
Oh, I know who. R.A. the Rugged Man.
Nah.
Nah.
Nah. Yeah.
You're a tough person to please, man.
I mean, just because I listened to so much stuff of somebody and I learned to see his style and I just, it's not my style. His style,
MC
but
he
fuck out of here. Yo, he even said on a fucking podcast or something, and I was on it. He was like, "Yo, shout out to Miilkbone," and then he was like, "Yeah, I wanted to battle Miilkbone at one point, but it never happened." You damn right it didn't, but it never fucking happened. You didn't want it to happen. Serge said that.
Did you really know about it though? That he wanted to at that time?
No, of course not.
Referring to?
No, because he never made it happen. He would never want it to happen.
I'm not gonna lie, you would destroy Serge. So
upside down.
Yeah. Sorry, MC Serge, but I'm sorry. But Miilkbone, he got that one in the bag. Especially over the years, he's gotten even better too, man.
Yeah,
so,
go ahead.
All
right, keep searching.
Yeah. Well, what about when you said on that song, you seen black kids listen to Macklemore, and even my son liked the bullshit, making my mind blow. Like you didn't like Macklemore's music, or like what were you trying to say there?
There's two answers there. No, he's fucking stupid and corny. He's fucking trash. And the second part about my son part is he was listening to shit and he understands words that I didn't because he was younger. And it's that new phase that so okay, I don't understand. But Macklemore, get the fuck out of here, man. Oh,
you don't think that he deserved the Grammy over Kendrick Lamar for You like his same love song?
Yeah.
No, man, I interviewed Diabolic, and Diabolic was all like saying, yo, Kendrick Lamar is whack. He's a whack Andre 3000. Macklemore deserved the Grammy over him. I was shocked. Everybody was shocked. Like, what? Man, roll the clip. he won that year the Grammy instead of Good Kid, Mad City, and then he.
Oh, that was it. Yeah, that was it. He deserved a Grammy. Good Kid, Mad City's not a good album.
What?
It's not a good album. It's not a good fucking. I don't like Kendrick Lamar to begin with. I think he's terrible.
Wow. All right. Well, I'm not here to
Why
change
is
your
that
opinion.
so mind blowing?
So it's.
Why is that so mind blowing? He says nothing. Like that Drake diss, that may be one of the worst diss records I've ever heard in my
Which
life.
one?
And people act like it's Not Like Us is terrible. It's a terrible song. The beat's whack. It's a terrible song. It's terrible. It's fucking terrible, and I don't get it. But then again, I'm not the one who has to fucking like it. So garbage. So whack. Good Kid, Mad City has Ya Bish. That's fire, because it's hilarious. You're looking like an easy come up, ya bish. That's hilarious. Because I used to call girls I dated ya bish. And that
Wait,
I
you didn't like
appreciated.
any songs on Good Kid, Mad City?
Well, there was one other one. I forget what it was called. But generally, I did not like that album. No.
Man, he had some crazy joints on that album. That album's fire.
I don't think so. He's a whack Andre 3000 impersonator. He's not good at rapping.
Yeah, to say that, what the you couldn't
So you
pick
don't
somebody
agree,
else.
obviously.
Nah.
All right, man. What is the worst experience you have ever had in the music industry?
Besides getting booed off at the Onyx show?
Yeah.
Musically?
Just in the industry, business, whatever it is, like experience with another artist or something, like, exec.
I would probably, and I mean, that can go small time or I can go huge. It would probably be I don't want to say nothing like that. I can't do that. I don't know. I could just give experiences and being in hotel rooms with people and some badass shit. Nah, I don't
You
want.
can leave out the names. I mean, you can leave out the names and just talk about the incident, though.
Nah, then it don't count. Because the whole point is the name of it. I can't do that.
Because then, like, it'll leave people to wonder and potentially guess who it is.
Nah. Because it's not music related. It's just me being on tour and something happened in a room that it was with a movie star and yeah, it was weird.
Oh, there was a train?
No, it was just a famous fucking person that you didn't think does what they do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I don't want to do that.
Yeah, I got you. No problem.
I could name more. All right, I'll give you the worst experience. The worst experience that I had was when I was at Snoop's house, and we were sitting there, and we were so fucking high, and he asked us if I want a Snapple, and I turn around and I'm just sitting down because we're playing football on his TV, and this freaking thing is like this, just breathing in my ear. He brought out this big ass fucking pit that I didn't even know was there. This dude was bigger than me, just standing there. Not even his tongue hanging out, just. I'm like, then Snoop's like, don't worry, dog. He's all right. Get the fuck out of here.
That can't be the worst experience, though,
I'm
man.
trying. Yeah, I'm trying to keep it easy. That was
easy.
That was scary. Tell you that.
Well, do you have any crazy hip hop stories that you never told before that you can tell?
Never told.
Doesn't have to be bad.
All right, now I could tell you that we were. Now I could tell you the story. We were in the hotel room, and it was me, Corrupt, my boy Trip, and then we get a knock on the door, and some chicks want to borrow a radio because they heard us playing the radio. So we go over, and they were like, "You can come in our room." We go in there. It's like 3 chicks, One dude laying on the bed. I'm like, oh, what the fuck is going on here? They start doing whatever their nose thing, whatever. Then it turns out it's Michelle Pfeiffer's daughter. Like, wow, fuck.
Oh, that's what you were talking about in that song that you mentioned.
Yeah.
Michelle Pfeiffer's daughter.
Michelle Pfeiffer's daughter. Yeah.
What song was that again? I forget.
That was wonder. Michelle Pfeiffer's daughter. That was that Ass Flex.
Oh, right. That's what it is. Yeah, Ass Flex.
Yeah.
Where you said that.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
That whole that whole LA trip. That whole LA trip was some serious shit.
Sheesh.
Yeah.
I can't imagine the type of stuff you've seen behind the scenes, stuff that you probably like people will be shocked.
Nah, stuff that you wish you had a phone at that time for. Yeah.
So like when you see like these like salacious stories come out, you're not even surprised, huh?
Not one bit.
Were you surprised like when you saw like the Diddy shit?
No, not at all. Just because a lot of it when I was at Capitol one time, Hook and Tracy Waples, they were like, yeah, Diddy was asking about him. And I was like, what do you mean? And they told him no. They told him no. He was asking about me. Puff was asking about me. And then they said no. And I was like, what do you mean no? They were like, nah, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. So, yeah.
What?
Yeah. He was asking about me. I don't know why, but they said, no, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's nothing.
Are you saying that at Thanksgiving he asking for the white meat?
I don't know. They kept me out of it. And that's probably the one thing. That's probably the one thing that I'm grateful that they did. Kept me out of that shit. Yeah. Because they could have easily said, all right, we're going to Puffy's.
Sheesh,
yeah, man. Who knows?
That's crazy, bro. So the last official album you put out was 2015's Voice of Reason, right? Which isn't even out. But why hasn't there been another Miilkbone album to come out since then? What is holding everything up?
To me, it's how. What do I do? Like, I don't have, that's my biggest complaint right now. If I could put an album together right now, I could redo the Voice of Reason right now with everything official and get all brand new everything right now. All I have is me and that album and my phone. What do I do? Just throw it on YouTube? I don't know the ins and outs of this whole internet shit and how to do it. That's my biggest, it's always been my biggest shit. It's a whole new fucking world. You don't just go to a label right now. Otherwise, you ain't gonna get shit anyway. I need a genius. I need a genius that knows how to do it. I don't give a fuck if I split 50-50 with him. Put it out there the right way. That's all I want. Major distribution, internet.
But you know so many people though, like you can't ask anybody to like, yo, how should I approach this?
Everybody right now is out for themselves. It's out for themselves. So that's why I said, and the offer's out there. If you have somebody that knows and is willing to do the promotion and know the blogs and how to work that shit. And like if I just did a video and it's still editing. For me, once the video is done, I don't want to just, here, watch the new video. I want it to have a bigger audience than just my followers. Like I need somebody that knows how to target where my following really is. Is it overseas? How do we target it there? I need somebody that knows how to do that this time, not just throw it out there. And then before you know it, a year goes by and the whole album's still sitting there. It got to be the right way. You know, like time goes by so fucking fast. I remember when I was in kindergarten, how I felt when my mom walked in. Time goes by fast and I'm tired of wasting it.
Yeah, man. You know, I feel like that's one thing a lot of rappers, you know, older rappers are having a hard time with is just like this new era. Cause like even me interviewing Diabolic, he was saying like, man, now like people putting out 60 reels of them like rapping each part of the song or whatever. And it's like constant promotion. He's like, I don't want to fucking do that. He's like, I don't want to do that. You know, like.
And then when I even asked Chat GPT about it,
right,
they said the same thing. They're like, you have a song, break it up into different parts. But okay, if you break it up into different parts and promote it at different times, what's the fucking point if there's nothing that you're gonna get from it? Why spend all that time when there's nothing that they can purchase? How do you fucking make money with streams? All this shit is like fucking really, it doesn't make sense. The only way you're gonna make money now is going on a road.
I definitely think that for older artists like yourself, the real money and appreciation for the style of hip hop that you do is overseas. Overseas, they appreciate it so much more, and they're not on this bullshit that, you know, that in the politics, of course, and just all the stuff too. Like, there's just so much more opportunity overseas for you, especially with labels over there. They're willing to give you a bag for you know, an album, or you doing direct to consumer sale is another potential thing. But you got to have like a decent, you know, following too. So you got to figure
over there.
No, I mean, like even like yourself, like say right now, if you wanted to go sell your shit on Bandcamp or wherever and sell direct to consumer, but you got to make sure it's worth it too, right? You got to be like, okay, how many pre-sales can I get to see, like, to gauge how much money am I going to actually make off of this? Is it going to be worth it? Right? Because like you said, unless you're like a big artist and you're getting millions and millions of streams, put in on streaming is definitely not going to be the best money move unless you own everything.
Yeah.
You know, if you own everything, then maybe, but still, it's like, man. Yeah.
Even that. You're still waking up for work.
And that's the tough part, man. But so I mean, we're talking like 11 years now, though, from 2015 when you put out Voice of Reason to now it's 2026. During that time period, you haven't thought about potential other angles or ways to go about it, though?
I've been talking to people, but the only people that I'm really talking to are artists themselves.
Well, what about Snoop, man? Snoop, man, he needs to offer you a deal at Death Row. You know?
Yeah, dog.
Yo, he signed Mercules. Come on, man. We gotta get Miilkbone on there too. Come on.
About to call Shaq. I'm gonna call Shaq.
Yeah, we gotta get some people. You know, at least you got the hard part for you. I mean, the part for you that's not difficult is getting people to rock with you, because I still see so many people got so much love for you, so many artists willing to work with you. Treach, all these people.
That's what keeps me going.
Yeah.
That's what keeps me going. The fact that the listeners appreciate what I do.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
Yeah.
How do you feel when people try to label you a one-hit wonder? I always think it's funny when people that haven't made history themselves or haven't had any hits try to say something like that.
Yeah, they said they put me at that I think it was Double XL, or was it Double XL, or fucking, it might have been The Source in the next episode of The Source. I was even not even a year after that, I was in a magazine for the White Boy One-Hit Wonders. But it just fucking ended. It's still on Billboard. I'm a one-hit wonder. What the fuck?
But you know what's ridiculous though is like that's not even technically correct, because you had 2 records on there. So you 2-hit wonder or something? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I don't know.
But what's crazy about that, right, is like people hate on that, but it's like you still got the memories and the experiences to cherish that some people will never experience in life, bro. So it's like, you're gonna shame people now for being able to have experienced something on that level, and they don't have it anymore.
And you know what? A lot a lot of times, a lot of dudes that are making music, and they say that it's an honor to work with me because of what I accomplished. Like, I appreciate that so much because sometimes I take that for granted. Everything that I was actually able to do, that I dreamed of doing, and I was able to do it. It's a big deal that I don't take for granted anymore. That's why I have that trouble forgiving myself.
Mm. So
You know?
you think that those decisions really hurt your career in the end?
Which decisions?
Like the ones with like dissing Eminem or taking those deals and not like, I guess maybe not valuing yourself enough to at that time period of knowing that there was a better route to go.
No, I think no. I don't I can't I don't blame myself for that. I don't blame myself for that. I blame myself for not listening, not listening to other people that I probably should have listened to, because I didn't have any guidance. I was just being pushed in by the as everything progressed, it felt like there was this big cake behind me, or a tent behind me, that as I'm going, I can't see anybody behind me that's trying to tell me don't do that. That's what it felt like. Like when I turned around to look who's there, I didn't see anybody.
Got you.
So I didn't have the right guidance. I didn't have the right guidance because all I thought of was myself and ahead.
It's tough, man. This industry, bro. It's like you don't know like who really has your best interests at heart or like what is the right thing to do at times.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's the same as life.
Yeah,
It's just on a beat,
it's true.
you know.
All right, man. I just want to thank you so much for your time, Miilkbone. Is there anything else you want to say to the people before we go ahead and wrap it up?
Nah, just salute real hip hop, and pay attention to what you listen to and what you perform, and just pray that tomorrow's a better day than today. That's all you can really do,
No doubt, man.
you know.